Well, there's a new talent show in town, Jimmy, and it's called The Voice. And maybe you're not watching The Voice. Will I am.
Jon Richardson, everyone. Yeah.
You know when sometimes you're watching a TV talent show, it's basically karaoke on TV, and you think, this needs chairs that spin round.
It seems to be such a big selling point, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Chairs spin round, it's a big deal.
It's quite exciting at first.
I don't think it's part of the format. I think it was in Tom's contract, because his hips are so bad he can't turn round anymore. It took so long, they put the chairs in. After the show, they put wheels and handles on it and take him home.
Is the show better if I did... Oh, I heard you, and then I didn't know what you looked like, and then I turned round.
It should be allowed, though, once they've turned round and seen the people, to go, keep going. If they can turn back again, we must be joking.
Ellie, are you watching it?
I am. I like the judges. I like Jessie J a lot. Me and Natalie were saying this. We want to be Jessie J's best friend.
Her best friend?
Yeah. Jimmy.
Or girlfriend.
Or girlfriend, would you?
I don't know,
you?
Ellie. We was in the makeup room. We were saying we'd give her one, didn't we?
If you three need a space to sort of hang out and just see what happens, I've got that.
She does have the ability, though. She's, like, absolutely beautiful, but within the blink of an eye, she can go to Les Dawson with, like, she proper gurns.
Amazing. It's like...
She's, like, beautiful, and then suddenly she's like... it's weird.
Is her hair
weird.
real?
I think she's a big fan of wigs.
Wicks. Wicks. Get down to Wicks. You can see Tom in an old people's home just being wheeled around going, I knew Elvis, you know.
He mentioned, like, every 2 sentences he goes, when I was talking to Elvis. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how well he knew him, but I know they haven't spoken since 1977. Get over it.
Look at Tom's eyes. It's like someone in a coma who can use their arms and legs. I knew Elvis, you know. You enjoying it, Joe, The Voice?
Yeah, I like the chairs.
Yeah?
I like spinning around. I want one. After the show, I might ask if I can have one. If there's not a second series, I'll email them. Not the ones Tom's had, one of the other ones.
I don't know, I mean, Tom Jones is like, he's sort of quite an icon and stuff, and he's had hits for 40 years, but Danny is in the script.
I reckon the first time the viewing public saw Danny, Wikipedia must have crashed. Who's he?
Literally, I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. He could be in our front row now, I would not know.
You wouldn't know, he wouldn't be facing you.
Can we have the fellow with a flask?
The train spotter? Here's your related question. Most people think having a quirky obsession makes a person more interesting. True or false?
Occasionally, I practice hide and seek in my house, in case a game kicks off. Are we ready?
So you play hide and seek on your own?
Yeah, well, I'm not playing then, I'm practising. Massive difference.
Joe, you should come round my house. You've got to come round mine, because my little girl, she loves hide and seek, and we play all the time.
I really don't think...
You're trying to arrange a play date with your 3-year-old and that.
That's just your
Look at him.
brain.
He looks like a photo fit.
Yeah, he's right. I'm not being funny, I wouldn't let me in your house.
Any quirky hobbies, obsessions over here?
I got all of them. Just pick them up, as people say, when I think, yeah, I'll have that, I'll do that.
Because you've got most OCDs, haven't you?
Well, no, they're not OCDs, they're just correct ways of doing things. It's just facts. I'm having particular bother at the moment, because I've moved, and on my walk to the station, there's 3 patches of tarmac that are different to the rest. And the first one is an odd number of steps, and the next 2 are even, and it breaks my heart. Every time I have to do a little half step so that I get an even number on the... You can't phone the council about that kind of shit. And that's like the start of the day as well, and if you've got 7 bumpy tarmacs on the left foot and 6 on the right, you're not having a good day, are you, then? If I was sensible, I would say, well, do you know what, it evens out when I get home, but then sometimes I can't remember if I've got uneven on the left.
sake.
Everyone's got little ones they do, and they definitely make you more interested.
OK, most people think having a quirky obsession makes a person more interesting. What do you think, true or false?
What do you think? What do you think?
Probably true.
True.
Probably true, Joe?
True, Joe.
Yes.
Yes.
What do you think? You go
OK,
for it.
you're going true. What are you going to go for,
Go
John?
on, Team Ninja.
Absolutely. I mean, having a quirk can't... The definition of a quirk is something interesting. So it has to make you more interesting to have a quirk.
Oh, all right, just answer. Jesus.
Hey, but how many letters Quirky got and how many has Interesting got? Oh, Christ, jumble them up. One's got a G, but the other one's got a Q. And that's at the beginning and that's at the end. Ah, but they're like opposites of each other, so you can't have them together, joined together. Oh, my God, how can you join those together?
Can I just say, Sean, I think you're coming across as a little bit weird now. You need to rein it in. We think it's true, Jimmy.
I can tell you the answer is true. Yeah. Yeah, 85% of British people think a quirky obsession makes a person more interesting. My aunt spends 14 hours a day cleaning. She's a cleaner. And the winner is the name of our final round. And here's your question. Last thing Brits do before going to sleep.
I always move into the slow lane. I have a ritual of sort of defending the house before I go to sleep. I go down, you know, I check all the locks. Sometimes I open the door and just stand on the sort of threshold of the house going, try and get into my house then! I'm ready for you! And that usually puts me in the mood for bed.
The great thing about having kids is that you can sleep anywhere, because you're so sleep deprived that you just can fall asleep, like, anywhere.
How much sleep? I mean, when they were born, presumably because you're really sleep deprived when they're little.
I don't think you ever get it back, really. I don't think it ever comes back. Maybe when they're 20 and they go to college.
Oh, sorry, you're saying you could have a 19-year-old in the house and go, oh, I'm not getting any sleep. Oh, this 19-year-old's keeping me up. He's up at 4 for a feed.
I think if I had a 19-year-old in the house, I wouldn't get much sleep.
Yeah, a bit of a clapping John the pervert. Big pervert! I think if I had a 19-year-old in the house, I don't want to do to a 19-year-old. I'll bloody hell get hold of him and give him the ranking stage to. That's how you talk, John. That's how you sound to Southerners. You think you sound very eloquent, soft-spoken, the very poetry of the lakes in your voice, but I see you sound like that. I'm going to get hold of you. Just 19. Time for Uncle John to teach you.
I don't know what
a few tricks. I've got a few tricks to show you.
What's the form if someone gets possessed by the ghost of Bernard Manning? Is there someone we could call? Do we need a priest?
Oh, no, it's happening again. 19, are you 19? Are you 19? Go with him. You start doing the voice and you think you can stop your car. It's a lot of fun to do. Oh, it's all right. Yeah, I don't like it when he comes back here. Oh, when he comes back, I don't like it. Oh. Are you 19? Yes, you are.
It's just like being back home at Christmas.
Hannibal's just come over from America.
Yeah.
What sort of things do you think we've been talking about?
They've been talking about the Olympics, football or soccer, and your all types of stuff. Yeah. All types of stuff is happening. It's a busy place.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. It's exciting, isn't it? It's an exciting place.
Not really for me, but I could, like, if you're excited, I'm happy for you.
Well, I'm just wondering. But it might be the travel chaos at Heathrow. I don't see why people are complaining so much. You know, they're queuing for 3 hours to get into Britain. People queue for 4 hours to do a ride at a theme park. This is a whole country you're getting into. I mean, imagine what a ride that is. Within 20 minutes of Heathrow, you're in Hammersmith. Woo! Did you have any trouble getting through Heathrow?
Yeah, it took about an hour, and that was the fast track lane, because I travel well. And,
Sure.
And it took a while, and I wasn't happy about it, but I listened to some podcasts and some music, and I judged people. You get to judge people, and the line keeps going around, so you get to judge people 6 times. You find different stuff to judge about them. Like, I didn't even know I hated that about you. You got so many layers.
I wonder whether this chaos has been caused by those new... They've got those new X-ray machines now. They're like body scanners, aren't they? They're basically... They can sort of see what you look like naked. And I wonder if that's holding things up. Should we send another one through, Bob? Give me a minute.
Could be. You can tell you're an actor. You can really tell that trained. Because I'd have just done a very... I mean, it wouldn't have been convincing at all, but... I felt like I was in your bedroom then. I was at a queue at Heathrow, and I think part of the problem is that the passport, the immigration officials, this guy had glasses on, and he needed 2 pairs of glasses, so he'd get your passport and he'd go like that. I'll put the reading glasses on like that. Look at that. And then to look at you, you go, hang on a sec, and he'd take them off, and he'd go, and a quick like, check again like that. And then he'd go, purpose of visit, hang on a sec, like that. And he was there for about 5 minutes. Just a pair of bifocals. I'd have sailed through.
Well, that's not one of the most talked about things this week, but there's been travel chaos at Heathrow. Because of the queues, terrorists are being urged to delay the timers on their bombs by an extra 3 hours. Johnstein, what else do you think the nation will be talking about this week?
Well, I guess the reason that the gentleman to my right is here. I mean, you should still be on The Voice. I think we all know this.
Oh, thank you.
It must have been terrifying.
It was terrifying. Absolutely bloody terrifying.
It's Tom Jones, isn't he?
I know. He's scary. I feel like I can't really remember anything. Just all a bit scary. And then I got kicked out, really. It's the cycle of it.
There was an old man, it was a bit scary, and then you got kicked out. You cried, though, at the end, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
That makes for great television
Oh,
when someone
wow, I know.
cries.
The drama there.
We're hoping to recreate it this evening.
Oh,
See
yeah?
how we do.
I felt sorry for you when you got voted off, because for me, it wasn't your fault, because music officially died at the launch of that show when the 4 judges performed Beautiful Day by U2.
I think what you've got to remember, Sam, fame is a bit like a snowman. And by coming on this show, it means your carrots dropped off. And it started to rain. One of your arms has just slipped down. You've still got the scarf and the little bits of coal in your eyes. So...
Oh, Sam, you are not The Voice. That's okay. You are the moves, you are the quiff, you are the fashion. You can come on the ass. That's a show I'm developing. It's a new show I'm developing, The Ass.
The Ass.
And the judges are Kim Kardashian and J-Lo and Nicki Minaj and Beyonce. And they look at an ass. And then based on that ass, they decide whether they want to hear your talent. And if you don't have one, you're on Kim Kardashian's team. And you can come on the ass. Don't worry, I'll write you in.
Perfect.
Might be time for another one of your mimes.
You're better off out of it, because I think since they've got rid of the turning chairs, the show's kind of... It's crap, really. It's pointless without the spinning chairs, isn't it?
It was good with the spinning chairs.
Yeah. They should go up and down, whether they like you or not. Like, if Tom likes you, he goes, I think you're bloody great, you are, like that. He goes...
Yeah, but I think if Tom's chair goes up, he's going to think he's going to bed.
Yeah.
Should we have a look and see whether The Voice is one of the most talked about things this week? Yes, indeed. The Voice aims to take total nobodies and make them household names, like Danny from The Script. If you're honest, did you know who Danny was?
Yes, I did.
What's your favourite Script song?
There's so many to choose from.
What's your favourite Script song?
It's so hard, isn't it, to choose your favourite Script song? I mean... there's that one... Joke, joke, show us your cock and I'll give you the Or there's... I'll be up your flu in a minute or two and the news just made it. There's a hole in the front. That one.
Are they even Scottish?
Oh, God, there's so bloody many of them. Just anthems, really. You can just chart your whole life growing up to a Script
Which
song.
other ones? I mean, those are 2 good ones. Which other?
There's, I'll be up your pipe on a Saturday night. And you're doing a sensation! All those bloody classics. Script.
Not even Scottish. Doesn't make any sense at all.
Oh, Roy Hodgson has become the England manager.
Ooh, huge news.
I think he's a terrible choice. I mean, you look at him. Since he's been manager, we haven't won a single game.
What do you think of Roy Hodgson, Stephen?
I think we've got to give him a chance. I mean, it's typical in this country, isn't it? He speaks 5 languages fluently. He's won 8 major trophies. He's representing this country, and The Sun, because he can't say his R's properly, the headline is "Bwing on the Euros." We'll see you in Ukraine against France. I hope the dick that wrote that gets Wed War hemorrhoids.
The reason I don't like him
Yeah.
is, if you notice, he hasn't got any shoulders. He looks like an owl. His shoulders, he's there, he just goes down like that. And he's not going to sit in the technical area at the side of the pitch. He's going to be in a nest on the stadium. Watching the game like that. And every now and again swoop down and get a mouse.
Your problem with him is he's an owl.
He does. You've got a picture of him. But there he is, look. He doesn't, he goes like this. When he talks, he goes like this. And occasionally he just goes... We've got an owl as a manager.
John, what do you make of this guy?
I'd rather him than Harry Redknapp, to be honest.
What?
I really like the image that said, oh, Harry was just sat waiting by his phone. That made me laugh. I tell you, he wasn't. I bet his phone was ringing, because if I was Harry Redknapp's mate, I would have just been doing withheld number calls all day. Hello, Harry, it's the FA here. Sweet FA, see you later, tosser.
The most interesting one is Jon Travolta.
Jon Travolta?
You know, he gets a bit naked, asks for some favours.
This is the story that 2 people are suing him, claiming that he made inappropriate advances whilst having a massage.
Apparently, so they say, he asked for a happy finish, and then when the guy refused, he accused him of being selfish. A little hissy fit to have. Come on, wank me off. No. Selfish sod.
He said he's got a bill from a Chinese restaurant that night I think it was in New York. And they've even got what he had, which is cream of some young man.
8 out of 10 cats.
Should we just get the 70s on the phone and see if they need that back?
I reckon there's no way he's gay. He was probably out with Simon Cowell picking up birds.
I can't believe Jon Travolta's gay. I can't believe it. It's impossible to believe. He spent a lot of time in leather, he's great at dancing, perfect teeth, he's an airline pilot, hangs around with cabin crew. He's not gay.
I should say that Jon Travolta has denied these allegations. David, you must have met him. You're a Hollywood star. Come on, you must hang out together.
What is this show about? I thought it was an animal show. Yeah. I'm just wondering... It's 8 out of 10 cats.
Yeah, they bring him on in the interval. They'll sit down there.
If you've worked on Britain's Got Talent, I guess you've got used to not taking the title of a show too literally.
Well, that's not one of the most talked about things this week, but Jon Travolta has been accused of inappropriate behaviour whilst having a massage. It's been alleged that Travolta propositioned the man for sex. Well, that's not quite how he put it. He actually said, "Will you touch my rama-lama-lama, ka-diggity-ding-da-dong," before suggesting they move to the bedroom for some shoo-bop, shoo-waddy-waddy, ippity-boom-de-boom. Yeah. OK, Sean, what do you think the nation should be talking about this week?
Well, there's the Britain's Got Talent, which you used to do, didn't you? You did it over here, didn't you?
I did it over here.
Britain's Got Talent's mainly made here, Sean.
You know what I meant, bloody Mr. Logic.
Yeah? What's the American one called?
What's the American one called?
America's Got Talent.
I knew it!
Yeah.
But you were great on the show.
Yeah, oh, thanks. I had a hard time understanding everyone, but I got to tour the country and,
Well, you ended up going out with a lovely Welsh girl as well, you
Yeah, my girlfriend is from Glenheath, and the weather is, weather's tough over there. The weather's tough everywhere. You have 2 winters over here. I mean, you have 2 summers. It's like you have winter and July.
Yeah, that's why the buttons on our shirt go all the way up to the top.
If they made Baywatch in Britain, you'd seen a lot more nipples coming through those.
I haven't watched Britain's Got Talent this year until last night. I realized that the show is exactly the same as it was last year. They just go to, like, the hospital, And it's like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and they give you the people medication, and they send them to Britain's Got Talent.
And that's how you got the job?
It should be called Britain's Got a Dog that can stand on two legs.
It's just a dog. So we've not seen you dance, so I imagine it's something quite similar.
If I dance, countries will go to war.
Rachel, are you asking John to dance?
Definitely.
Go on then.
Woman.
That wasn't dancing, John. That looks like turbulence on a flight. And you're going back to your seats, is that? Oh, sorry.
Do you watch the show, Rob?
Yeah, well, I watched The Voice, but then it went a bit downhill after the blind auditions. But Holly Willoughby, they've made her wear low-cut tops, haven't they, to get, like, the viewing figures up on The Voice. But my dad told me when I was younger that if you go to the top of the television screen and look down, right, you can see down girls' tops. It's not true.
Justin, have you been watching Britain's Got Talent?
I watched the one when you was on it, Hoff, because... Can I call you Hoff or the Hoff?
Call me the.
The. I like it every year where Simon Cowell or somebody with authority like you says, but will the Queen like it? And I've watched it for a number of years now, and I realise the Queen loves a bit of hip-hop street dance.
I mean, if the judges were honest on that show, there wouldn't be a final, would there? They just go, well, let's just give up, you know. Butlins is brilliant at the moment because all the acts are on telly. You go to Bognor, you can see Ian McKellen doing Hamlet.
Shall we have a look and see whether Britain's Got Talent is one of the most talked about things this week? Number 1. Yes, it's the final of Britain's Got Talent this Saturday. Right, fingers on buzzers, 2 more things to get.
The coalition and, like, local elections and all that lot.
Anything that gets relaunched is doomed. So they've relaunched the coalition this week, and the next thing is they'll rename it. It'll be like, it's not the coalition anymore, now we are Democratas.
Yeah, they've relaunched the coalition. But you don't keep relaunching something. I mean, you can relaunch puke as street pizza, couldn't you? It doesn't mean anything. And you see, Cameron was in that tractor factory in Basildon, and the best thing about it was he was doing this speech, and they've stopped the production line, and there's all these fellas who work in the factory standing around watching them. You can see in their eyes they're thinking, this doesn't count as a tea break, does it?
Well, I don't know who to vote for, because I'm like... I've got a working-class background, but my girlfriend's very middle-class. She used to be upper-class, but we're together now.
You're dragging her down, boy.
Her sister's got a boyfriend called Rupert. Rupert! I'm not having a go. It's a decent name, but I never thought I'd meet one.
The best way they could have re-established support in the nation this week is, like, slip a load of song lyrics into the Queen's speech. Because she doesn't write it, she just reads it. She'd have to go, I know for my people, money's too tight to mention. But, and it's a big but, I like big buts, and I can't... People go, do you know what, they're all right, these guys, they're all right.
Did you used to do that in exams?
Absolutely, yeah.
We used to do that in all our exams at college, like try and work lyrics and quotes from films into the thing.
It's quite hard to do with maths exams, though.
All right, Rain Man. Have you met David Cameron?
I did. I went to the Parliament and I had I just wanted to see it and met David Cameron. But who's Nick Clegg?
That is what David Cameron asked you. Right, let's see if it's up there. Yes, David Cameron and Nick Clegg relaunched the coalition. 7% of people don't wear underwear. Sadly, though, it's not the 7% of people you hoped. 1 in 4 British people have never been to Wales or Scotland, and those people are known as employers. And 8% of men want to marry a teacher. I used to go out with a teacher. If I wanted to have sex, she always insisted I put my hand up first. John's team, what do you think people have been talking about this week?
Probably the most exciting end to a Premier League season ever. It was one of those moments, though, I just felt sorry for everyone who doesn't like sport, because if you like sport, it was just... I mean, I was in Morrison's car park, because I was on tour, so I went and got myself a little packed lunch, and I got in the back and I pushed the seats forward and I put 5 Live on and I just went batshit. Because I didn't think... I knew I wanted to win, because it's basically twats versus and then after a while of working out whether I prefer twat which, I mean, every man goes through at some point. I assume we all watched it?
I said it was the most thrilling finale ever. I thought the most thrilling finale ever is when you're trying to jack one out and someone's trying to put the key in the door.
Soccer Saturday is the best entertainment. There's a guy called Chris Kamara who gets so excited, he starts as an analogy and then he just gets confused. There's a clip of him going, and the lads are fighting like beavers.
We're talking about this game, the Man City game, as being the most... It couldn't possibly be more dramatic. And I was thinking, well, it could be a bit more dramatic if, on the final whistle, once they'd won, a mysterious fog descended on the pitch. And then out of the fog came Mancini, and it turns out he was a pirate ghost. Like that. He was clutching the calcified heart of his virgin bride who was burnt by customs men 300 years ago. And Gary Neville goes, oh, my God, this is unbelievable scenes here. Mancini's a pirate ghost come to wreak revenge.
Did you watch it, Vernon?
I had to watch it because I'm a Bolton Wanderers fan and we were in a relegation scrap with QPR, who Manchester City were playing. Tough, yeah, we got relegated.
You're back where you belong.
Why don't you come to the Reebok one day, Jimmy, me and you?
I should go to the Reebok one day. What to buy trainers?
It's in Bolton. it's a stadium.
There was a man who walked out after 88 minutes and missed the best part of his life ever. And it makes me feel good that I think there might have been points in my life where I've left early and I just didn't find out, like my last girlfriend when she said, I don't think we should see each other anymore. If I'd have stayed, she'd have probably gone, unless we're husband and wife.
Catherine, do you follow...
No, it's boring. I get that you guys love football, and I love you for that. But I would be interested if they announced the players in a way that I could understand. Like, instead of numbers on their backs, they could be like, and now Colleen Rooney's husband, and now Alex Gerrard's husband, and the guy who cheated on Cheryl Cole, followed by that dickhead who's Harvey's father, you know? And then...
What voice are you doing? Is it a haunted house voice?
The Greeks are in... I mean, it's been going on for bloody months. We have to come. I mean, I think the real victims in all this is people doing topical panel shows, you know? Every week, we look down and go, what are the big stories? You go, oh, it's the bloody Greeks again, can't they sort? I mean, it's such a nice country, got lovely weather, all that lovely lamb, marinated lamb, they've got
hummus, they've got tarama salata, Stavros Flatley, they've got it all.
Greece is just like Kerry Katona, for me. Yeah.
Go on, explain it to us.
It's exactly the same. They both, like, change management to get out of a bad situation. They both get gas from Turkey. They both have no jobs or market confidence. Jennifer Aniston's Greek, and she's lovely. And she could just adopt the whole nation of Greece to save it, and that would really stick it to Brangelina as well. Yeah. She'd be like, who's Mother Earth now, home wrecker?
Note to self, say home wrecker more. Most people would rather communicate with their friends online than face-to-face. True or false? What do you think, John?
I don't like the whole online... I mean, if you're talking to someone online, they're not a friend, are they? That is a simple fact. If they're not in the room, they're not a friend. People say, oh, I've got loads of friends online. No, you haven't. You're a twat. You're on your own.
So is that the voice in your head speaking to you now, or...?
I don't know which voice is which, but I'm mentally ill, right?
Well, didn't you think, like, maybe if you met someone that you thought was sexy online, that they could just be this weird old man?
I went so far as to go to America to meet one that I'd met in Beauty's Castle.
Yeah.
Oh, how did that go?
She was all right, but a friend, and I swear to God, I've never... And I'm being of, you know, a rotund shape myself, I feel able to say this. You know when you look through the thing in your door on your hotel, right? Yeah. You know when you do that, and it distorts someone's body shape, and so they kind of fill the glass. And I opened the door, and she was the same shape. I opened the door and I went, Jesus Christ!
Well, that I'm sure did wonders for her self-esteem. John, how many friends would you say you have?
Like 1 million. I mean, a stranger's just a friend you haven't met yet. What I don't like about chatting to people online is there are people whose accents I can tolerate and there are people who blah, 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 and then you talk to them online and you realise, oh, you can't write, you can't spell, you can't punctuate. And then a male friend will send me a text with an X on it. So you've never kissed me in real life. Why are you suddenly getting all flirty on a text? Because when I bring it next time we're at the pub, you're going to be, whoa, whoa, what's this? You started it, you put an X.
Paul, have you ever met anyone online?
I just don't understand the whole... Because if Facebook, you can talk to people now face-to-face. Twitter, you're going to introduce it. But I don't understand the whole following thing. If I want to follow someone, I'll do it in a raincoat. I won't do it...
Are you on any of these things, Catherine?
I am, yes. I'm on Facebook and the Twitter. And the last time I appeared on this show, I was very happy to get lots of lady followers and very confused to get lots of pictures of cocks.
I would like to apologise for that. I think I misread the signs. Worst thing about going to the gym?
The changing rooms. But if I'm getting changed, I try to do it without exposing my bits to other men.
Yeah, because they're all hiding all around the changing rooms, waiting for you to come in. John's coming! Everybody hide! They're getting in the laundry bin in the towels, like that. Like Alibaba. They lift it up and go, is John there? Yeah.
I would that they were hiding, but they're not hiding. They're just stood there with everything out, flossing their ani in front of me. So I assume other men don't want to see my testicles. But if you're the man in the change rooms doing the towel thing where you have to flick your knickers up, your boxer shorts up...
Your knickers? I don't want this to descend into some sort of playground teasing, but it would appear that John wears knickers.
I actually believe, and this is the exercise I practice, the world is my gym. Because I practice diametric tension. So, for example, if I pick up a cup of tea, I go like this, I go... I think the worst thing about going to the gym is the music. Because you never have music you like. It's always like...
It's very difficult to exercise to, like, Swan Lake.
It does seem to be a universal thing in every gym in the country. They've gone, tell you what people want. Well, that's a bad example, because that is a good one. But there are some annoying ones as well.
The thing is, if you get rid of the that just amplifies the idiot who's giving it...
Of course you can spy.
That's just me opening my locker. The Olympic torch has landed on these shores, and we are watching it
go round
the country
interminably.
It started in Cornwall. That's because they flew Ryanair, and that's actually that's their London airport. London, Cornwall, we're landing in, and then it's going around the country with various people carrying it aloft.
Yeah, little Will.I.am.
Yeah.
Carried it. He's only miniature, half a Corbett.
Is he?
Yeah, half a Corbett.
Half a Corbett. Is that how we measure celebrity now?
Yes, and it's very heavy for him, but he's been carrying it.
Can we just call him William? His name is William. Just because he can't punctuate doesn't mean... I don't call myself J on.
Who's Will.I.am? Is he in the Olympics?
No.
He's brilliant, and he's on The Voice. He sits on the chair, his feet don't touch the floor.
Why is he holding the torch?
The reason he's doing it, the reason Will.I.am's carrying it, is because he's Corgi registered. As a gas fitter. Drogba's. I didn't know this, but he's a fully qualified gas engineer. He worked for EDF for a while. It's very special fire, though, isn't it? It's the Olympic. It's the Olympic fire, and it's apparently it's very cathartic for people who come out to see it, because anyone who sees the flame go past instantly forgets they didn't get tickets.
Now,
saying some fantastic protests. Did you read about that guy in Taunton who threatened to set fire to his camper van? I'm not quite sure what he was protesting against.
I've got a camper van. Every
Yeah.
time you make a cup of tea, technically you're threatening to set fire to it.
Nick, are you excited about this? Are you excited about the flame?
No.
What about the Olympics more generally? Are you...
It's nice. So, like, on buses and stuff, they're, like, saying, oh, let's pretend, like, the rest of the world is, like, our mum. And if you had a flat, you'd tidy up your flat and make it look nice for when your mum came over. And London's your flat. So let's all tidy it up, because people might come around and see what a shithole it is. And it's just like, we live here, and they shouldn't be making us do all of the work. Like, oh, if you, pick up your own litter, you do it. You do it, right? Just because there's someone coming over from Germany, right, or another country, right, doesn't mean that we should be on our special best behaviour. You should be on your special best behaviour all the time. Don't patronise us.
Sorry, Nick.
My mum doesn't visit, it's fine.
I like the fact that Sean's got Nick on his team and John's got David. It looks like we're filling a quota of homeless men.
Oh, let's just check the Channel 4 lady ratings when this show goes out. Having me and Helm on the same show, it's like, don't cross the streams. Ah! This is the sexiest thing that's ever been on TV.
Oh, David O'Doherty does not own a mirror. He has also never spoken to a lady.
I'm incredible at ladies. I'd just like to make that clear.
You're incredible at ladies.
If you say so, yes, I am.
Most people found their wedding day more stressful than enjoyable. True or false? Claudia, what do you think? Is it more stressful than
getting
enjoyable?
married is obviously hideous. Of course it's stressful. I don't know. I had a glass of wine and had to have a nap at my own wedding. I can't drink wine, I fall fast asleep.
Really?
Yeah, I had to sleep in my dad's lap. Looked weird.
It's stressful just going to a wedding. Everyone I've been invited to, because I'm single, you get sat on the table with all the frigging single people. I will put the couples together and we'll have a table full of twats and we'll all watch them.
They're not single people, John, they're children.
Why do people think that a wedding has to be something that financially cripples them for the rest of their lives?
Because it's such a big thing, though. As a pressure of a man, if I looked at a woman and said, I really want to marry you, but let's really keep them costs down.
Can I just say for the record, John, that I do think at some stage you will say that to a girl. Are you married, Kate?
I am married, yes.
You are married.
I give you a quick Google
Would you?
before.
Oh, you did?
I did. I Googled you before.
Mm.
And I read that you enjoy being nude
Mm.
and keeping bees.
Yeah. Have you not heard of nude beekeeping?
It strikes me as a health
It's
and
an
safety
Olympic
nightmare,
sport.
to be honest.
What was the first bit of that? The keeping bees, I understand.
Yeah.
So what was the first bit?
Being nude.
Is that your...
Well, it's not something...
Because you're a naturalist, not a naturist. Or
Yes, no, that's true. But sometimes there's just times when life feels good and it's nice just to dance around with no clothes on.
But there'd be no point in wearing the hat if that was the only thing you were wearing.
Don't finish.
I want to see the circuitry. I want to see that bit at the back where you switch him on.
You actually turn me on around the front. Top animal people wish could speak.
Well, I think they would say their own pet. I think most people would prefer to have a conversation with their cat than they would with their husband.
Are there problems at home?
I would like an otter to speak. I don't want it to be an obvious animal.
Ah.
I don't want it to be like a goldfish, even though I'm a goldfish whisperer.
Sorry, you're a goldfish whisperer.
I have had a goldfish for literally 11 years.
OK, I'm going to say now, and I don't want you to be unhappy with me, but I'm going to say your husband has been replacing that fish on a regular basis.
her tail has grown quite a lot. Sometimes she looks quite different.
Are you just finding out now that this goldfish...
Don't. And also, yeah, I don't want to believe it. It's like when the dog actually, I believe it is living on a farm.
Your dog went to live on a farm?
I don't want to talk
Wait
about
until
it.
you hear about your grandparents. Nick, if any animal could talk, what animal would you most like to...
There's a really skinny cat outside our house that comes over every day. I just want to know what it wants.
If that dog that won that talent contest a few weeks ago, if that could talk, that would be just... Can I please go back to licking my balls for 6 hours a day?
I think the third point about if animals could talk is it'd be incredibly boring, because animals are stupid. Just be basically going, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. There's a bit of food. I'm horny, I'm horny, I'm horny. I'm going to kill that, I'm going to kill that. I'm hungry again, I'm hungry again. But birds are just... I mean, the most interesting a bird might say is your nest is...
Not the robin redbreast.
Yeah, you said
actually,
like
the robin
redbreast
quite
is a
vicious.
total...
I've always thought I wanted dogs to talk, and then I suddenly realised it'd be really degrading for them. Because what are they going to say? They just have to keep coming in and going, I have shat all over the garden. I'll be honest, I went in the bin last night. Something's disagreed with me. It's carnage out there. I'm trying to move away from it. It's all up the wall. Oh, God, I can't clean. These are paws. I can't. I'm really sorry. You have got a job on your hands.
Eurovision.
Did you watch Eurovision?
Part of it, yes.
Yes, part
but
of
it. But it was, yeah. I knew how it was going to end. How it always ends. In humiliation.
I didn't feel it was humiliating. We came second from bottom, not bottom. Second from bottom.
Yeah. Could have been worse.
I only watch the votes. I don't watch, because I don't really like pop music. I don't really like Celebration. So I just watch the bit in the middle where it's just a stream of sort of semi-racist European accents. It's my favourite bit when you go, "Hi, thanks, Azerbaijan. We can see you've been having a great time." And they all sound like really camp Bond villains. I know you've been having a great party, but there's time for the party to end now, because... Here are the decisions of the Turkish peoples. 5 points for Jedward. Jedward did better than we did again. Did you see Jedward?
I did.
I did. I didn't know that was a thing till this week. I'm very sorry for all of you. At least they were trying. I mean, the UK sent out Engelbert Humperdinck. I mean, they had to dig up his corpse. They had to reanimate him. And then they sent him up there to die again. It was absolutely horrific.
I've got a clip of Engelbert Humperdinck rocking it, frankly, in Azerbaijan. Have a look at this.
Though I'll miss you forever and the hurt will run deep, only love can set you free. And if you love someone, follow your heart, 'cause love comes once. If you're lucky enough.
No. What is he even saying? Love comes once if you're lucky. You know. Love comes once if you're lucky. You know. Who talks like that?
Did you see the plumbing problems at the back? The way that plumbing just gave way.
Well, I thought was doing some welding.
Unbelievable.
I thought they were doing welding above him. There's a lot of spot welding going on, and I thought, that's going to put him off.
He could have gone up in flames, just like that.
Apparently, if he'd come last, on the way back from Azerbaijan, the BBC said they'd drop him off in Switzerland at Dignitas Clinic.
He was singing for his life. Do you know that expression, singing for your life?
I like it, though. I like it.
You like Eurovision generally?
Well, I think it's much better than the X Factor or The Voice, because you got one night, 26 shit acts, and that's it. And they piss off for another year. not 3 months drawn out and then hearing how their dog's got cancer or anything like that. Just all done with.
Christian, did you watch the Eurovision?
You know, I didn't watch it because I'd interviewed the Azerbaijani ambassador just before it began about human rights.
Oh, OK.
So I didn't watch it out of protest.
What has he done then?
He denied everything. It was quite funny. I mean, you know, because they've got hunger strikers on at the moment. They've got political prisoners, and I just asked them about it. Oh, he said, no, we don't. We don't have any political prisoners, and we don't have any hunger strikers, and it's all lies.
Are you sure you had the right guy? It sounds to me like you might have just... I mean, it's quite... I've seen Channel 4 News, and sometimes it's a bit slapdash. Do you want to see... I mean, we came second from bottom. Do you want to see what came 11 places above us?
Yeah.
Have a look. This is Lithuania.
Love is blind, it's true. I'm on my knees for you, 'cause I give it all I can to have you back again. Love is blind.
I mean...
What I think's happened there is he was actually fine with the blindfold on. So when he took the blindfold off, he went nuts.
My favourite act was the Albanian. Do you want to have a look?
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
You've got to be brave to walk into a salon and say, I want to do something with my hair. Is there any way you can make it look like I've crapped on my own chest?
Snake round her neck.
Could you give me an outfit which makes me look like I'm trying to get out of a chimney?
That reminds you of childhood, doesn't it? Can we have another look at us, isn't it?
It just looked like she was trying to squeeze out of a chimney.
Let's have a look and see if Eurovision is up there. Yes, it was Eurovision on Saturday. During Jedward's performance, a spectacular stunt using a water feature went tragically wrong, drowning neither of them. Sean's team, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
The U-turn on the pasty tax. It's very complicated because you can now sell a hot pasty from the oven, but you can't sell a hot pasty that's been put on a warm tray.
You can sell it. You just don't get charged VAT.
So you can't you have to charge VAT.
I'm glad it just means no politician has to say the word pasty anymore, because we've just had enough of people... I don't mind that they don't eat them, but I just don't want to see them on telly when David Cameron was pretending he eats pasty. I had a pasty recently, and they said, what kind? I think it was a large one. It's not a kind of pasty. She's a kind of dick. If you said, oh, what's your favourite drink? He'd go, oh, beer. Well, what kind do you like? Pints. You don't have to be liked. Just say, I don't eat pasties. I don't need to. I'm the Prime Minister. Someone brings me vegetables and meats, but don't pretend you eat them.
Yeah. You get the feeling with Cameron, though, that if like, the price of tampons went up, there'd be a shot of him with his trousers down going... I know what it's like, girls. Go. Once a month. Oh.
Campax.
Wrong.
Have you ever been to Greg's?
Yeah, of course I have. I'm an ardent cheese onion pasty fan. We were weaned on pasties in the north.
Can't you tell? I mean, look at her.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't look as if you... you don't look as if you put a lot of them away, I'll be honest with you.
I'm a pasty fan.
You're allowed to eat a pasty and exercise as well, though. It doesn't have to...
I like seeing the fat people spinning and brushing when they're finished. It's the most exercise they ever get. Like, spin and brush. They gauge the wind. They go, ooh, and they spin and brush all the crumbs off them. If you look down any high street in the UK, you will see the spin and brush taking place most of the day. Fat people spinning and brushing. The odd one goes over.
Yeah, European Championships. I reckon they're talking about that. I mean, a lot of people talking about that.
It's quieter than normal, though. It's not as much. I reckon everyone's getting ready for the Olympics.
Everyone's waiting for the racism to kick off. That's why it's quiet, because there's been so much lead up to it that the fact that it's having... It's like if you had a party and you had a massive balloon and you just held a pin next to it like that, and you went, how's the party? Is everyone enjoying the party? Everyone would really be thinking, when are you going to burst that fucking balloon? Because I'm going to cry when that happens.
How scared are you of a balloon bursting?
You're telling me you don't have an ounce of fear when someone's blowing a balloon and they get to that point where the colours started to fade and it's too big, and you want to say to him, it's big enough, stop!
John, that's when I hold my eyelids open and walk right up to the balloon.
The only time I've got interest in football is when Peter Crouch and David Beckham are playing, and basically...
Such a weird mix.
That famous heartthrob, Peter Crouch.
I love him. I love that dance he does.
That dance he does?
That's not it.
You're the only
You're thinking of dressage.
I love Spurs, that's who I support.
Right.
And they're not playing, are they, in the Euros?
They're not playing in the Euros, no.
As a Spurs fan, you'll know that the Spurs manager left this week. His name was...
Jose Mourinho.
Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho. He's got quite a Cockney accent now. He's really picked up English, Jose Mourinho.
Oh, is it Harry Redknapp?
Harry Redknapp.
That's it. I love Harry. I love
gone.
Harry.
You know what I didn't like about the match against France was it started at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, which means I have to watch it with my kids, which ruins it, because they just ask loads and loads of questions. So it starts off, they go, who's in the white shirts? You go, that's England. Oh, we live in England, don't we? Yes. Who's in the blue shirts? That's France. Why is he wearing yellow? He's the referee. What does he do? He tells all the rules. What are the rules? You can't pick the ball up. Why is that man picking the ball up? He's the England goalkeeper. England? Why is he wearing green? You go, oh. In the end, I just recorded it and put Happy Feet on and got my own back. You go, why is that penguin talking? They can't knit scarves.
You're not actually collecting the stickers, are you?
Yes.
The Panini stickers book.
Yeah, but I didn't want it to come out like this. I thought I'd at least entice a girl back to my bedroom before I brought out my swaps.
How many do you need now?
How many do I need? 250 stickers and one girlfriend. Does anyone have the England shiny?
It's dreadful, the shiny. It's not the official badge because it's not licensed, because we go with mail-in. But I'm not doing the stickers because I'm cool. Weirdo alert!
Are you doing the stickers
John
as well?
is doing the stickers. I've swapped with John.
You're collecting the stickers?
I am acquiring stickers.
I can't believe you two are collecting You're grown men!
Me and Josh were together in Greenwich last week, weren't we?
Yeah.
And we went on the hunt for stickers.
Do they have any stats on, or is it just the pictures of the blokes?
Oh, now she's interested.
I've got an Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain that...
Oh, I need that. I've got Theo Walcott, I'll swap you.
Oh.
This may be the most tragic thing I've ever heard.
It's pretty much what the newsagent said when I said you're doing the stickers, and he just looked at both of us and went, no.
Oh, what's the pleasure of it?
The pleasure is in putting the stickers exactly in the lines.
I think if it was scratch cards, it'd be worth it, but not what you're doing.
You look at me like I'm filthy, like I've just admitted that I like to on dead hedgehogs or something. I think what you're doing is just a little bit... I mean, if it was... Why is a scratch card better than a sticker book?
Because you, like...
I like the way you've got really outraged. Why is that really bad?
Hey, a scratch card's £1 and a packet of stickers is 50p, so financially I'm up straight away. When you scratch a scratch card, you throw it away, you bin it. When I collect a sticker, that's in my book and I've got that forever.
John started this conversation by pretending he didn't collect the stickers. And now it's come out, he's the biggest ambassador for them in Britain.
Here's an amazing amazing statistic. Going into this tournament in the Euros, England have never won their first game, have never beaten Sweden in a competitive match, and have never beaten the hosts of the tournament.
I learned that in a sticker book.
Is it gay marriage? Or garage, as I like to call it. The church are concerned about it, that they'll be forced to marry gay people in churches. It's like they've thought, this is the thin end of the wedge. What next? Horses?
Don't 80% of people under 50 are they supposedly for gay marriage? So why don't... What's the problem?
Yeah, just get over it.
It's the problem they've got is they've got a very, very diminishing congregation. People say churches are half empty. They're not. They're too big. They should be like little, you know, tea huts. You know, if you go on the outside of a town, they've got those big retail sheds like Halfords. It'd be like having one of those for a key cutter. You know, it's just a bloke sitting there with a key cutting machine, this massive big shed. It's not the appropriate building for the marketplace.
What do you make of this, Reg, the gay marriage thing?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you are like a gay enthusiast.
I would describe myself as a gay enthusiast, yeah.
If you are a gay enthusiast, you probably would more enjoy the company of other gay enthusiasts. So...
You make it sound like a hobby.
Well, they make it look like it's fun, so...
Can I just say something?
Are you on the way to a wedding now?
No, I want this especially for you.
Well, thank you
very much. You look like the
much.
man from Del Monte in that suit.
Thank you.
But basically, you know...
You said yes a few times, I would imagine.
Basically, the church... Oi, oi, pack it in. You know, the church has this thing, you know, we will welcome anyone through our doors and everything. And really, a lot of people hide in the church. You know, you've got a lot of these people that work in churches. You see documentaries on it. They've molested children when they have been in their church.
Right.
So I don't think the church has the right to turn around and say, if you're gay, you can't get married in the church, because what goes on in a lot of churches isn't 100% anyway. Take that.
Yeah, we're good. Of course I know what you mean. A lot of what happens in churches ain't 100%. That's a fact.
It's inherently un-Christian to discriminate in any way. The question you should ask as a Christian is, who would Jesus do?
The big question for me is, why would anyone want to marry a bloke? But we had a bloke sleep on our sofa recently. I mean, there was a smell in the house for about 2 days.
But you have to remember that before your wife got to you, you smelled like that, too.
I don't understand why anyone would want to marry anyone. I mean, get together, sure, your bill's half price. I understand. I get it. TV licence is going up, gas is going up, electric's going up. Share it with someone, but don't bring paperwork into the eventual demise of your love.
I think it's respect. If you actually marry someone, it shows that, you know, there's respect there.
Right.
Because, you know, listen, you get a nice ring out of it, and not only that, basically, you have a fantastic day, but if you've been with someone for years and they can't even get down to Tiffany's and buy you a decent ring, get them gold.
Do you not know where Tiffany's is?
Yeah, Bond Street.
Nip down and get one yourself then, love.
No, Jimmy, I'm not saying that. I can buy my own ring.
Josh, what do you make of gay marriage?
I don't like going to weddings. I find it stressful. I'd just get rid of marriage.
If you don't have weddings, the only time the whole family gets together is at funerals. And that is depressing.
Very true.
Not all the family, because there's one that's...
Johnson, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
The Facebook man who floated Facebook on the stock exchange for, I think it was 6 gajillion bazillions. Speaking from experience, I'm an internet entrepreneur myself, so...
Tell me more, David.
Did you ever hear of Google? Originally, it was a smaller operation. Originally, it was just me, and you faxed me the question. Back a couple of days later, and you'd be like, God, that's quick. Then I had to do so much research, I developed an eye condition, and that's where we get the term googly eyes from.
Oh, he got married, didn't he?
Yes.
Zuckerberg got married.
He got married, Claude. Did you watch this?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, and I was looking forward to seeing the ring. You know, like before, they ask you to marry them, you lie. You know, you pretend all kinds of stuff.
So you tell lies before you get married?
Well, I did.
What lies did you tell?
I said that I like Bob Dylan. I said I like dogging. I said I didn't want kids. Boom. Never play that shit music. I'm not going to the A40, and I'm pregnant. So she's done all this lying, you know, because they live very modestly. He's the richest man in the world. She's like, no, no, baby, I don't want anything. And he asks her, and he's given her a chip. Like, he's given her... If I pulled it out of a cracker, I'd go and fight with the people. And, like, at what point does she go, that old me? Kidding. Go to Graf, get me something that would make Liz Taylor wake up. Go get me something.
I like the fact that Sean's got Nick on his team and John's got David. It looks like we're filling a quota of homeless men.
Let's just check the Channel 4 lady ratings when this show goes out. Having me and Helm on the same show, it's like, don't cross the streams. Ah! This is the sexiest thing that's ever been on TV.
Oh, David O'Doherty does not own a mirror. He has also never spoken to a lady.
I'm incredible at ladies. I'd just like to make that clear.
You're incredible at ladies.
If you say so, yes, I am.
There's never been a better time, if you want to support Greece, is to get pissed on an ouzo. Just go, I'll support a Greek economy.
Ouzo, it's the last thing at a party. You know you've had a good party if you get down to the ouzo.
Yeah. Well, ouzo, you notice they never advertise it. Because the only way you could advertise it would be a man wiping his arse with his own pants. Ouzo. Tonight's going to be interesting.
You know with ouzo, genuinely, if you put it in an eye drop and put it on your own eyes...
Oh, Johnny!
It's like having X-ray specs for about 10 seconds and then it starts to really burn. You have 10 seconds of going...
That is a man that spent some time with alcohol. When I first met you, you were drinking, I think it was Baileys and Cointreau in pints.
Yeah, that was like a Gaviscon.
What else have the nation been talking about this week?
It's the Euro 2012, Jimmy.
Right, and they're in Poland and the Ukraine.
Yes.
I know there's been controversy about those places not being great to visit.
They're despicable places, and everyone's known it for a long time, racism-wise in football. And sometimes you write jokes, and sometimes they're written for you. And England are the 4th favourites to win the tournament. There's really nothing else to say about that. I don't think we're 4th favourites to get out of our group, to be honest.
Chris, what do you think? We're going to win?
We're going to win it. We are going to win it. I do not understand this pessimism. You've got to be optimistic. You've got to really start to believe that we can actually win it.
There's a difference, though, between optimism and delusion.
Injuries have dogged the England squad. Gary Cahill has a bad jaw, Frank Lampard has damaged his hamstring, and John Terry has something seriously wrong with his personality. John, what else do you think made the list?
Mayor shit.
Mayor shit.
Yeah.
Mayor shit, yeah.
That's happening.
For real.
There's all the Boris and Ken stuff and who's going to win. I think if anyone should win, it's probably better to be Boris, because at least he could give a good speech at the Olympics, rather than Ken. He always sounds like he's just about to embark upon a lecture about, like, interesting developments in drainage or something. He hasn't got the majesty to hold it, unlike Boris, I think.
Yeah, but we're looking for a mayor, not a town crier.
They already had a fight, didn't they? They had a fight in a lift.
Yes.
Boris pinned Ken up against a wall and called him an effing liar.
Yeah. 3 times.
Thrice. Thrice. And then Brian Paddock was in there and he said, oh, I nearly arrested you. And the Green Party lady, she couldn't say anything because she should have been using the stairs.
19-year-old from Chorley has had the face of Boris tattooed on his leg. It was all a misunderstanding. He asked for an anchor. Do you want to have a look at this tattoo? It's a genuine thing. He's had a tattoo of Boris. Have a look.
That's great. What a good tattoo, though. What a good piece of artwork that is.
Always seeing the positive. That's what we like about you.
It is.
Yeah, nice. You know what
I'd like to have Sean Locke tattooed on my back. Because he's my favourite comedian.
He's your favourite comedian?
Sorry. Yeah, at the moment.
Really?
A picture of Sean Locke on your back?
Yeah,
That'd be slightly off-putting for me later.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys, statistics, and this week, I'm guessing, me. But before we get to that, 15% of prisoners are on drugs. How do they get hold of so many drugs in prison? I guess they're smuggled in by some arsehole. Yeah, bum jokes still work, good news. The average Brit spends 121 hours sitting on the toilet every year, which is about 20 minutes a day if you can work it out, or 40 minutes a day if you can't work it out. And Mexico City is the worst place in the world to be a commuter, especially for me. I work in Shepherd's Bush. Right, well, I can't put it off any longer. Let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. Sean, Sarah, Georgie, anything you've been chatting, anything caught your eye in the papers?
Well, Jimmy...
this week?
We all like to put a bit of money away for a rainy day. Don't we? But I think you're more prepared than Noah. I think you've grabbed a few headlines this week. In fact, when I heard that you were on the front page of the paper, to be honest, I was expecting a lot worse. I was expecting to see, like, one of those white police tents in the background and a copper holding your laptop in a see-through carrier bag. So I was quite relieved when I found out what it was really for.
On the plus side, at least you've been in a top 5 list of something.
Blimey.
Georgie Thompson?
There's got to be, you know, a positive spin on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a positive spin. Thank you.
We can all now see why you work so hard. You get to keep all the money. But you've apologised, haven't you? You've apologised today.
I have apologised, Sean, and in my defence... No, I got nothing.
I just want to ask you this question, because in your apology it said, my accountant said to me, do you want to pay less tax? And it's totally legal. Can you answer, when you were having that conversation, were you on a telephone and was there thick plastic glass between the two of you? Did he have like a sort of boiler suit type uniform? And a very sort of brutal haircut? Because the best accountants, that's where they are, in jail.
It was... Your money was in Jersey. Did you just go, like, on a holiday once and think, this is lovely? Probably just going to leave some stuff here. You know, like at my boyfriend's, I've got a hairbrush. You know, that sort of thing.
Yeah. No, I don't think that's the case, is it? No.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
You know what, though? You know what? OK, now, this is me getting political. Shit. Now, well, sort of. There's no S in it. I mean, for what Tony... No, it's not Tony Blair now. It's our Prime Minister.
You know what? You are near enough.
No, it's Nick Clegg, and what's his name? What's his name? He's so nondescript. Wanker. Let's call him Wanker. Okay, there you go. Now, for him to say it's immoral, I mean, I think that's a bit wrong from him, isn't it, really? I mean, you know, talking about moral...
I know. What have I ever said about David Cameron?
Exactly. And the fact is...
Literally hundreds of things every week. Absolutely fair
If
enough.
they hadn't made that law, you know, they made it for them originally, you see, so it's all right for them, it's just not all right for the common man. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think anyone is thinking of me as the common
Yeah.
man.
And also, and then they're saying about, you know, you're going to take Gary's OB or MBE away, you know what I mean? I mean, at least he gives us pleasure with his song, You Make Us Laugh. What do they do when they rape us for our fucking tax? Nothing, they make us cry. Do you know what I mean?
Louis, I mean, Jimmy is funny, but 1%, fuck me.
Yeah.
You beat him down a bit, Jim. You did go, look, can't we call it 0.5?
Any political rant is weakened by not knowing the name of the Prime Minister.
Yeah, but
I think Louis' political opinions are best expressed through the medium of dance.
Yeah, so...
here we go.
I didn't think I could feel any worse. but there it is.
I thought this week of all weeks we might get to the second round before you did a dance. I didn't think... What a pleasure it is to be sat next to the only man in Britain more flexible than your accountant, Jimmy.
Best way to reduce stress.
Best way to reduce stress? Pay your taxes.
I must just say this in case the tax man is watching. Hello, I'm Jimmy. I don't think we've met.
Jim, what you've done is you've single-handedly brought this out into the open, and by next week you're going to be wearing a cape, you're going to be going over the rest of the... It's Jimmy, the revealer!
Are you suggesting that I'm going to become some sort of government tax czar off the back of this?
Genuinely, I wouldn't worry about not working for the government. It didn't do Philip Green any harm. So I reckon you'll probably be Prime Minister in a couple of years.
Well, there's that new TV show you can do, Through the Loophole.
How can you afford to live in a house like this?
You're bad spec. I've got 3 words for you. Bush Tucker trial. This autumn.
Shall we see if my taxes are up there? Let's have a look.
Number 2.
Number 2, yeah. 2? Holding, yeah.
This is probably a good point to say hello to the millions of extra viewers who will be watching this evening. So. Good evening, Your Majesty. You just can't get the jesters anymore, can you? Oh. I never knew what OBE stood for. It turns out it's Offshore Banking Expert.
But wasn't the worst thing? You were saying, weren't you, they put a fat picture of you in the paper.
That was unfair.
That's fucking sacrilege. Look at him. The epitome of health, thin, gorgeous, a well-tailored suit, and they put a fat picture of him in the paper.
I'll be honest, that wasn't the worst thing about my week.
In the East End, you are a godlike figure now, though. You're known as the slippery one. You've overtaken the Cray twins in respect.
I quite like the new you, because I've never seen you vulnerable before.
It's humble, isn't it?
It's quite sexy, to be honest.
What, you and Louis?
I love a broken man. I like a man who looks like he's on the verge of tears at any point.
He does look like he needs a bit of a cuddle, doesn't he? He does.
No.
There should be absolutely no sympathy at all. I mean, I really appreciate it, but there should be no sympathy for me at all. It's my own stupid fault. That's what it is.
I think actually what it is, you've got an illness. I think you're actually...
That's not in the papers till Sunday.
No. I think you're suffering from a problem that's affected a lot of people. It's called tax intolerance. I think you've got that quite badly. You might even be HMRC positive.
See, I honestly thought if I was going to get into trouble for anything this year, it would be a joke about the Paralympics.
Well, you can still do that. Why not do the double?
Much do anything now.
What I don't understand is there's been some defence of you, I'll say that. Ridiculous defence. The term legal loophole, I don't... That's like saying if someone bends over in front of you in the street, you are presented with a legal loophole. It's not really your
Don't say
fault.
that sitting next to Lou.
I wouldn't call it a legal loophole.
Call it an administrative nightmare in your case, but...
Well, the thing is to remember is it's not illegal. What you, Jimmy, did is not illegal. But then again, neither's farting in a lift, is it? But... I'll wait till I get to reception. You know, you think about other people. That's probably where you might have let yourselves and others down.
But, Jim, if the one serious question I want to ask you is, did you not think there was a possibility you would get tumbled, as they say? You know, because that's what I would have thought, and I didn't go to Cambridge. This might come out, you know.
Yeah, I mean...
Did you not think that, or did you just think, fuck 'em, I'll write it out?
Not at all. I didn't... I mean, I think not to be glib about it, but I don't think I really thought at all.
You didn't think it might come out?
No, I didn't think about it at all. Just thought it's a you know, I don't know, but I just didn't really think. That's, you know, that's really stupid thing. It's really, I made a very, very poor judgment call on what to do.
Have you got that 15 quid you owed me then?
I could tell you about the work I do for charity, but I don't think lying's going to make this any better, is it?
We were here a week ago, weren't we, having a good old laugh? And now you've lost the moral high ground to News International and David Cameron. They can only make jokes about Hitler, Harold Shipman and Chico from the X Factor. That's it. I don't understand. Tell me it's all a lie.
Well, John, I hate to sound like I'm passing the buck, but I tell you who I blame for this whole mess. Me. It's entirely my fault. It's actually quite a complicated arrangement, but I think from a legal standpoint now, I'm actually a member of Take That.
You should have got my accountant. I got a brilliant accountant. Best accountant in the world. I got Stephen Hawking. He's put my money in another dimension.
Why didn't they make Gary Barlow the poster boy and not you?
Well, I think... lots of people said in the papers this week, yeah, why is there one rule for pop stars and one rule for comedians? But may I be the first to say, absolutely fair enough. It's Gary Barlow. He used to be in Take That. Leave him alone.
Well, as they're called now, Keep That.
But you know, you've been a bad lad and you've apologised.
Yeah.
So that stands for something, doesn't it?
But men learn very quickly that sorry is not enough. You learn that very early. You know, you go home and you go, I'm really sorry. I should have come home this year.
Well,
and the wife don't go, well, as long as you're sorry.
When will you learn that flowers solve everything?
You think I should buy David Cameron flowers?
Sending the biggest bouquets ever received.
David Cameron got involved because he's in charge of the economy and he gets shit in the papers every day for having to fire nurses and doctors, and one of the reasons he has to do that is because there isn't enough money in the pot, and one of the reasons there isn't enough money in the pot is because not everybody pays their tax.
Right, one more thing to get fingers on buzzers. Sure.
Is it that Julian Assange is hiding in the Ecuadorian embassy now? He's hiding in there because they've turned down his appeals against being extradited to Sweden. He's worried about going on trial in Sweden on rape charges. He's worried about it because he's got a habit of telling the truth and it won't turn out very well for him.
But how do you sort of approach an embassy and seek asylum within it? How does that work?
I've literally no idea. I imagine I'll find out later in the week.
New Jersey don't have an embassy. I reckon you're best off in Switzerland, because then you can do looky-likey work for Roger Federer.
Gary Barlow's been given an OBE in the same week he's been accused of avoiding millions in tax. I tell you what, I wouldn't want to be in his shoes right about now. Least romantic thing to do on your honeymoon? John.
Keep the receipts.
Yeah,
Solid advice. I should write that down.
Phone out your account, say she wants to swim with dolphins. Can I claim it?
So what else have the nation been talking about, John?
I think we should move on now, shouldn't we, and discuss something else?
No, I don't think so. I think this is the one opportunity, because, you know, let's put some stuff on the table about Jimmy. He gave me a lift all the way home from Birmingham once, didn't you?
Yes, I did, yeah.
Yeah, and dropped me off at Reading. And he refused to take any petrol money from me.
So if anyone was on the fence on me, I think, clearly...
Yeah. I just thought, you know, it's not all bad, Jim, you know.
Yeah,
and I
but
remember
mainly.
you bought a pasty as well, if I remember right. And you only gave me 1% of it, but that's not...
Seriously, what else have people been talking about?
There was a doctor's strike yesterday.
Tell me
Doctors are on strike, and they have said they're not happy, and it's basically it's all about the pensions, because, you know, their pensions are quite, you know, substantial, and we can't afford their pensions because not everyone pays the tax. Just put that away. And I don't think it'll affect a lot of people, you know. Nothing, all the emergencies are going to be done. You know, if you're really ill, just go to a golf course, collapse in front of a doctor, he's got to help you.
Last week we talked about the Euros, and we were talking about panini stickers. You revealed that you are a panini sticker...
Sticker
collector. A stickerman. How are you doing on your collection?
Do you know, I bought 8 packs yesterday and I didn't get a single shiny.
I think... Well, a little bit of good news. I've got you a little present. I've got you a little present here. I think you'll enjoy that.
It's me as a sticker.
Ah, look at that.
Oh, John sticker.
Yeah, and if you do one of those for all the tax inspectors in Britain...
Okay, best way to reduce stress. John?
I don't think there's enough stress. I think too many people are relaxed about, oh, you know, it'll be all right. Stress gets stuff done, doesn't it? Stress says, oh, shit, tax return.
What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. John's team, what do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
Is it the X Factor?
There's a new TV show, Jimmy.
This brand new show.
They call it the X Factor.
Right.
And they get these singers, and I mean, it's too early to tell what's going to happen next.
Also, you use the word singers in inverted commas.
Yeah. I've stopped doing them, I just do it with my speech now. These singers, or professional crying penises. They're crying already. It's going to get worse.
It's not... They're not even crying when there's bad news. They're crying when there's good news. The guy, Ryland, have you seen this, Hannah? The guy, Ryland isn't a proper name as well. That's Ryan with an... It's Ryan with an L in it for no reason at all. But last week, he cried because he got through.
He didn't sort of cry, though, because there were no tears. He just sort of went...
Sounds like me laughing. Let's take a look.
Rylan, it's such a big risk that I have to take it. And you're in my final
This ain't a wind-up. We could have a right old laugh. We could have a right old laugh.
We've all been there. That is what I look like watching Talisa's sex tape. I love that Rylan, he said to Nicole, he said, I'm not crying at you. And he literally... It was a very offensive burst of anguish. She was crying at her, on her, in her a little bit.
I wouldn't drink the water around the X Factor. I mean, they put something in the tea. And you can get the most hard-hearted person who'll drink the tea and just go... I just saw a pigeon.
If there is a drink that makes you cry, it's almost certain that Heston made it.
Yeah.
It's a special type of tea that brings melancholy.
And it's actually made with melons and collie dogs.
Of course it bloody is, yeah. Yeah, it's just...
Don't they just call that, like, red wine? Isn't that what you drink to cry? I drink red wine, I bawl my eyes out for no reason whatsoever.
What have you got to cry about? All your dreams have come true.
You don't know what my dreams are.
Your sock drawer's immaculate.
Cardi? You've got a cardi and people listen to you.
Yeah. Sometimes I cry because my dreams have come true.
Yeah.
You're like a new Ryland.
Did you cry when you were the best in the world at something?
No.
I would lose my shit. Not at all.
Like-
Well, can I have it then?
Yeah. Just want
Cheers.
one. Don't two.
I didn't know that we were meant to bring our gold medals with us.
I like the fact you brought both of them.
Well, you see, just in case you want to lick the other one as well.
Do you lick these?
I've already licked your... I've already... And you've
Whoa,
already...
finish that sentence.
I've licked Hannah's gold medal. And Jimmy was there at the time.
It was the night that you won. You came on Channel 4 after you won the... was it the 100 and 200 the same day?
No, they were a week apart, but I think it was...
All right.
See?
Let's have a little look at Hannah in action.
And surely this is going to be just a question of how fast can she get close to the world record. She's being roared all the way. An amazing performance. Everybody is standing already. She's getting an ovation. The flashlights are going off. The only question is, what time will it be? Can she go close to the world record? Unbelievable performance. She held her nerve with aplomb, and once again, we are saluting a British champion.
Where'd you go? Where'd you go?
There's this company called Cash for Gold. I don't know if you've heard of it. If you can get an envelope big enough, I think you're set for life.
Back to the X Factor. What else? Has anyone been watching?
They went to the judges' houses last week. There was this situation where they found a couple having sex in one of the bushes at Gary's house. And they said what had happened. They said, oh, we were just having a picnic and got carried away. That's not a thing. If I'm having a picnic and get carried away, I have a second scone. That's what I do. Never do you go to Pepperami. Well, I'll see you in the bushes.
They might have found a flask of X Factor tea. I saw a bit of it, and Gary Barlow says to one of the contestants, like, who's going to buy your records? And obviously the contestants too nervous to say, they just went... But what they should have said was the same idiots that buy yours. I think what's quite interesting about it is that surely by now the contestants must have sussed the show out. They all go, this is the most important, most special thing, most amazing, this is a life-changing experience. You go, haven't you seen the show? Even if you win, by February, nobody knows who you are. Yeah, at best, X Factor is a gap year from Argos. It's not going to change your life.
The names of the groups, one of them is called Union J, because they used to be called Triple J, but someone joined the group whose name started with G. So they thought Union J would be the best way to go. That doesn't explain it. And it would be a better name if you just called it like JJGJ.
Let's have a look at JJGJ.
JJGJ. They might as well call them A Slightly Different Direction.
Let's have a look and see if X Factor is up there. Yes, the X Factor live finals have begun. X Factor is very different this year. Oh, no, hang on. No, it isn't. Johnstein, what else have people been talking about this week?
Lance Armstrong. Is that something that's... I feel like that's been popular over here as well.
We've been chatting about it a little bit. American sportsmen generally, yeah.
Yeah. You guys get American things here?
You get too many.
I'll be honest with you.
Treat. You can have that back. Can I get a coffee? No, you can't get a coffee. You can have a coffee. You can only get a coffee if you bloody work there. They get this. That's another American thing. The Easter Bunny. You've just opened a can of worms with me, mate.
Relax, I'll talk to Mr. America.
I'm sorry, all right, sorry.
I think it's Captain America. Give us the story. What happened with Lance Armstrong?
There's a big report just basically blaming him for not just being involved in doping, but sort of spearheading all the efforts for the entire team.
Yeah, he's ruined cheating for a lot of people. It was something I almost admired sometimes. You know, someone's a bit of a cheat. You go, it's quite clever to cheat, but he's just gone nuts. He cheated.
He didn't just cheat in one Tour de France.
Yeah, but he cheated 7 times. You'd think after you've done it once, you'd go, phew, I got away with that. Carried on. Just the sheer energy for the cheating. I don't know where he got that from. It's not just the steroids he cheated with. He had a testicle removed, so he was lighter as well.
A Brit just won the Tour de France for the first time, right? That was pretty exciting this past summer. Cavendish, right? Actually,
No,
English.
it's Bradley Wiggins.
It's not. What?
I think Bradley Wiggins wins.
That's what I said. What did you hear?
So Mark Cavendish.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Usually, like, if someone gets caught doing drugs, it means whoever got silver got gold. But because so many cyclists are cheating, I got a call this week to say that I hired a bike when I was on holiday in Paris. And I gone down, so I actually won the 2003 Tour de France.
I bet there is drugs in boxing, though. Surely you've got to take paracetamol after a fight. All those bashes on the head. Do you get a headache?
To be honest, it'd be a hard sport to cheat in. You could have all the energy in the world for boxing, but if you haven't got the technique and the skill to go with it, you know, you still can't win.
Right.
I think if you took enough heroin, you wouldn't be bothered about it. Nick, you're a professional sportsman or drug taker, one of the off.
I think it's amazing. I respect him even more now that I know that he was doing drugs for 7 years. No, I did drugs once, and I couldn't leave my bedroom for a week. I barely had the energy to get up and piss in the Coke bottle in the corner of my room. And he's won it 7 times. I think that's amazing. Hats off to him.
He was the guy that pretty much invented the charity wristband. What people don't know is it was just a tourniquet that had sort of slipped down.
Let's have a look and see whether Lance Armstrong is one of the most talked about things in the last week. Yes, cyclist Lance Armstrong has been accused of taking performance-enhancing drugs. Suspicions were first raised when Lance Armstrong won the 2004 Tour de France on a chopper.
He's supposed to be able to talk about policies to solve problems.
They had one policy that was interesting. Their policy on burglars.
Yeah.
They basically said, if someone now breaks into your house, you can attack them.
See, I didn't get that, because on the one hand, they're saying, we really want Britain to be aspirational and we admire people who take risks and go out and get what they want. And then on the other hand, they're saying, shoot burglars.
My parents' house got broken into while I was in it, and...
By you?
No. I was in it. How could I break into it if I was in it, Jimmy? It's no logic.
Yeah.
Just think and then speak, for fuck's sake. Now, where was I? And I was upstairs and I heard some, like, real smashing around downstairs. And I came downstairs to see, and there was a masked man coming through the French windows. He was, like, halfway in, and the only thing I could think of to say was, "Excuse me!" And then he ran off. I turned really posh. We're not... really posh when I'm getting burgled. I'm the gentleman crime fighter.
You certainly look like a gentleman.
What I do, if I have burglars, I've got a burglar's outfit by the bed. And I dress up in it. And I go downstairs and I go, there's nothing up there. Jax, let's get out of here. He's got a big dog, he's a bit nuts. Let's get out of here.
OK, let's get back to the Tory party conference.
I feel a bit sorry for politicians because like, it is hard, isn't it? Like, and they're always evading questions. Like, but if they were honest and they said, like, well, what are you going to do with this? What are you going to do? Like, I don't know, mate. Right? No one's got any money. Right? Everyone's pissed off. They're asking me to sort it out. The wife's got the ump. Not seen the kids. I bought FIFA 2 weeks ago. Not even played it. That's why you can never have Homeland in this country, the programme in America about blowing up the government, because everyone would want him to blow them up. You know what I mean? Just one series. Oh, he's blown them up. New series. We'll leave it at that.
I think Homeland's kind of big here, though.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty big, yeah. Pretty good.
Yeah,
we love it.
Yeah, it's a great show. Massive
Yeah,
hit.
it's good. It's a shame they couldn't have found an American actor to play the lead, but...
Could you look sort of troubled, as if you've got a dilemma going on inside you all the time? Can you do that?
Let me check.
No, you look as if you're thinking about pie. Most people think they could become an Olympic athlete if they trained every day for 4 years. True or false?
That's a great question.
Thanks. I've been working on it, I'm really thinking about it. When did you take up boxing?
I was 12, so that was a lot of years in the making. So I think 4 years of. It depends. It depends. If you've got a natural talent, then you might be able to pull it off.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. What do you think, Nick? Could you be an Olympic athlete?
4 years is loads, isn't it? 4 years is way too much to be training.
Well, you think you'd go over the Olympic standard and just give up? You go, well, this is crazy, I'm too good at this.
Then Jamaicans learned how to bobsled in under 90 minutes, didn't they? So...
What do you think, Sean? What sport would you go for if you were going to try and get into, you know...
Olympic sport, probably pole vault. That's the one I've got the most natural skill at. It's the one I just naturally find myself doing. Just if I'm in a park with some equipment, I just find myself doing that. That's the one.
It's your go-to.
I'll just sort of go, I'll be like chatting around, sort of loosening up a bit like that, and I'll just pick something up and just find myself running and go, whoa.
They just do that at school, pole vaulting.
To get in?
Bloody gates!
So you had to do pole vault?
It was one of the things that we had to attempt to do. That and long jump and hurdles.
Why the giggle on hurdles?
Because I'm obviously at all of those things.
What have people been talking about over the last week? What do you think, Natalie?
The guy who did the nearly marathon full skydive thing.
The guy who did the nearly marathon thing,
Well, it was 24 miles, wasn't it?
Well, it was,
so it's
yeah,
nearly a marathon, isn't it?
It was 23 miles up, though. That's not... I mean, traditionally how a marathon is run.
I know, but it's the same, near the mileage.
Like that. You just dropped me from 26 miles. I reckon I'll break the world record as well. Yeah, like that. Suck on that, Paula Radcliffe. I don't mean that. When I first see it, it's... Because there's so much cockney on that side. Do you know what I nearly said then? When I seen he done it. And that's because...
When I seen he done it?
When I seen he done a thing out of the scar, I was like, f***ing hell. When I
saw he done it.
When I saw what he done fell out of the sky and ting. Because initially, when you watch it, it's amazing. Once the footage of it, I thought, that's amazing. And then I thought, actually, you just ruined Alton Towers for yourself there, haven't you? All he's done for the rest of his life now. Do you want to go on Nemesis? No. Fell out of the sky, you dick.
When he fell out, I was really disappointed when he said, I'm coming home, or whatever it was. He said that I thought all Austrians spoke like Arnie. He's the only Austrian I've ever heard before. I was like, I'm coming home. Get ready, everybody, here I come!
Let's have a look at Felix in action.
What I don't understand is, why has he got handles on that thing? He's going to fall off it anyway. Why has he got, like, safety belt? Oh, careful, he's going to fall off. And to be honest, I wasn't impressed with the whole feat in any way. It's just falling. Any idiot can fall. I can fall any time you want. And He's got a special suit. If I had a special suit, I'd fall over pretty much all day long. I don't see what the impressive thing is.
Well, the impressive thing is he didn't die.
You know that suit was $200,000. You could try and get hold of the receipt for your next tax return.
I'd have to wear it on the show. Oh, plenty more of that coming up. Beforehand on the news, they were saying if the suit fails, his blood is going to boil and his eyes will pop out of his head. And you're going, wow, this is going to be awesome. It was fine.
Well, if you paid that much for a suit and it didn't work, my blood would boil as well. I was hoping that they'd got the calculations wrong, and then when he let go, they got the gravity calculation where he'd gone up and stuck to the moon.
You should have had a better suit on as well. It should have had, like, big flares and go faster stripes on it. It should have had just written on the back, F*** off.
Or a trampoline at the bottom. You could just bounce
trampoline,
straight up again.
He could have broken the record twice if he'd had a trampoline.
Or when he jumps out of that thing, there's somebody in there and they push an anvil out after him. It's a race to the ground.
I went to a coffee shop, I have to say it wasn't Starbucks, but a while ago, and the two people behind the bar having a blazing row, and I was standing there for a few minutes, and eventually one of them turned to me and said, "What?" I said, "I'd like a cappuccino, please." And they gave it to me. I said, "Oh, do you mind putting a little bit more milk in there?" And she went, took it, turned around to the milk frothing machine. I could see in the shiny thing...
No, she didn't.
...dribbling into the drink. So she put it down. I said, "Did you just dribble into my drink?" She said, "No." I said, "I saw you in the shiny silver thing." And she said, "Well, what if I did?"
Where was this? Which shop was it?
It was actually at a motorway service station.
Oh, well, you're asking for it, aren't you? It wasn't a Wild Bean Cafe, was it?
No.
Because don't break my heart. That just Wild Bean Cafe, gourmet on the go. Wonderful. If I do get married, that's where we're having our reception.
They are one of the few places you can have a coffee and watch women getting their tits out.
Those are mothers breastfeeding, Nicholas.
In my one, where I am, there's like a thing there and there's all bushes on it, and when the breastfeeding mothers come in, you can just peep through the bushes like that. It's almost like they're saying, "Oh, go on, enjoy your coffee."
Do you know that this is being recorded? Going out on television, it'll be seen forever, and you'll be known as Mickey Milkboob. Here he comes, Mickey Milk.
Also, they do encourage crime because they put all the chocolate there, don't they? And then the woman turns round and looks the other way. As soon as I just say, "Oh, go on then."
I think, though, that it's different, you know, a huge corporation like this. I mean, what I would say is if you do go into a Starbucks, you know they do that thing, goes, would you like your name on the coffee? You know they do that thing now? Just say, "Yeah, I'd like my name. Can you put the name of taxpayer on the coffee, please?" And then go, "Coffee for taxpayer." Just do that. Just keep doing that.
Most people would rather host a house party than go to one. True or false?
I don't go to many house parties anymore. I go to a lot of fourth and fifth children's birthday parties these days. I don't have kids. I just prefer the food and games they play.
I like all the stuff about parties. I like doing a big shop and putting loads of nibbles out. And then I genuinely realise I haven't really invited anyone. Because I don't really like people in my house. It's that bit when you go to text people and you just think, "Oh, I don't like you. I don't mind you, but not in my house."
If I invite you, I'll have to invite him.
Yeah, and you'll bring your girlfriend and touch each other and talk about it. Come to my house and fiddle in my conservatory, not on my snacks. You want to be in love, you stay at home and cater for yourself. Bloody travelling chef for your sex games.
Don't put that on the invite, though.
I had a party a little while ago at home.
Did you?
It was my daughter's second birthday. What it is with toddlers, your parents can't leave 2-year-olds, so you have to invite the The whole
So everyone you
fucking
invited had
family.
like a +2?
Had a +2?
So they can't get there.
No, they can't get there. No, but when there's 5 or 6, they can be dropped
There's a
off.
fiver for the cab.
They can
You've
be
got the
dropped
address.
off. Why do people nick remote controls at parties?
Hang on, I'll ask. Mickey?
I bet he has.
Because you lose yours and you think it might work. Worth a go.
Do you think you might have lost it?
No, I've not lost it.
Do what I do if ever I drop a piece of hash. Turn all the lights off and you get down on the carpet with a torch and you just go across the carpet.
Mickey, they're going to take your kids away.
9 times out of 10, you'll pick it up. And the cheer that goes up when you find it is phenomenal.
How many people are there?
Sorry?
How many people are there?
Me, my mum, my nan. This is all from 10, 12 years ago, you know, for insurance purposes. What is the latest you've ever left a party?
It was my birthday recently, and I was out until 4 a.m.
I left a party once at 10:30 in the morning. So I went over to the park and sat opposite a pub that I knew was going to open in about an hour. And then reached in my pocket and found a can of Stella. And ended up still drunk in this park, opening a can of Stella, waiting for the pub to open. Like that. And a woman sat down and I went, all right. Your dog's quite nice, isn't he? And I realised I'd become a tramp in 24 hours.
Another Bond movie?
Yeah!
Another one.
You don't sound excited.
Well, we've got Homeland now. We don't need Bond anymore.
You've got Homeland, we don't need Bond?
Yeah. Homeland's way better than the Bond
What?
movies.
What are you saying?
I don't know. I went to see one. I went to see Casino Royale because they build it as it's nothing like a Bond film. It's totally different. And it was just another Bond film.
What was a Bond film?
Yeah, I know.
If your issue with a Bond film is it's just a Bond film.
These ones, oh, it's darker and grittier. Oh. It'd be darker if he had to get Ryanair flights everywhere. Sight of Bond kneeling beside the check-in desk, stuffing underwear in his pocket.
Judi Dench for the premiere had 007 in Diamantes on her neck. And not a lot of people know she had a vajazzle. That's how you could hear her coming. She was sort of crunching down the road.
Well, thanks for putting that image in my head. In this one, he drinks Heineken, not martinis. That's the big sort of fuss has been made about the product placement.
There's one scene, though, where he has to punch a woman and he switches to Stella.
I've never understood product placement for adults. Like, in children's films, I can understand it, because children just go, oh, I want that on a lunchbox. But, like, are they implying that men are going to go to a pub and think, well, I don't usually drink Heineken, but if I have a pint now, everyone will think I'm James Bond. My tip for a film, if you're making a film and you get a theme tune, get someone to sing the theme tune who can pronounce some of the words that are in the theme tune.
What's your issue with the theme tune?
She cannot speak.
If it's Adele, lovely Adele, I won't have a word said against her.
Adele, or as I'm sure she says it, Adele. The first 3 times I heard it, I thought it was a song about scaffold. Scaffold.
I put forward a Bond theme and they didn't go for it.
Well, that's a shame. What was yours?
Bond on a bike, Bond on a boat. Bond with his hands around a villain's throat. Skyfall, Skyfall. Bond on a bike, Bond on a Skyfall, Skyfall. Da-da-da-da-da. Hey!
It's like the stunts with Ginger Think, Louis.
Well, that's playing the piano.
I quite like that, and I would have put a head roll at the end.
Well, let's try again.
Bond on a bike, Bond on a bike, Bond on a bike, around it. Right, then.
We're getting a new labelling system for food. It's basically saying, oh, poor people are stupid. They go into a supermarket and they pick up Haribo Tang Fastics and they think it's fruit. People know what shit food is. The reason they eat shit food is because they work all day in an office with people they hate. They're working in a job that they're told every day they're going to lose, and then they go back to a shitty flat that they can't afford to buy. And do you know what they think? I don't fancy couscous for tea. Do you know what I fancy? A mixing bowl full of Viennetta and chips that I eat with my fist.
What happened there, John? What happened there? It was quite a depressing thought, and then at the end, you pulled it back with Viennetta and chips, and everyone went, oh.
Shit food is the only joy some people get. And it's cheap as well. People don't shop. They don't buy bad food. They buy bad food because it's cheaper. They just go, oh, shitty pie, £1. Lovely. That'll make me feel temporarily less alone. And it doesn't make any... There's a reason they call it a traffic light system. It's because it's the same as traffic lights on the roads. If it's amber or red, you just do it faster and hope no one sees you.
It's confusing because the traffic light thing for me, I only think of them as like, you know, the traffic light parties where green means you're up for it. And I accidentally f***ed a chicken wrap.
I'm not familiar with the traffic light party. And what happens?
You wear a green shirt if you're up for it, amber if you're not sure, and red if you're definitely out.
I've always been an amber gambler.
Nice. Do you watch the calories? Do you watch what you eat?
No, I just exercise, so I don't get fat. But the thing is now when people go shopping, innit, you're going to be looking in their basket, and if they're full of red and they're fat, you are going to think you're greedy fat And then if they're, you know, if they're sort of going in between, they've got a bit of amber and a bit of green, you're like, well, give them a go. Do you know what I mean? If they're all green, then you know they're gay or in PR.
You cannot imply that only gay people eat vegetables.
No, but we'd have a lot of green.
Have you seen that programme on Channel 4, The Food Hospital?
The Food Hospital?
People that are sick go there and they get cures with different diets and stuff, but it's really good for making you eat healthily or just not eat. Because it's on at like 8 o'clock. So the last couple of times we've been eating and it's on, and they're doing this fibre challenge and they keep showing you different pictures of poo, like while you're trying to eat.
So you're saying your dieting tip is look at pictures of poo
while
you're eating?
It puts you off your food.
I think you want to go with a guy who's got more than one channel on his television. You come round my house, we'll watch the football, we'll stick the Simpsons on, I got DVDs. I've got the whole works. If you don't like watching while you eat, well, I'm your man.
I got an iPad, and the slogan should be like a shit computer. Because my computer does everything better than it. So the only possible use for an iPad then would be as a very luxurious chopping board. And then maybe you could have a comedy playing to counteract the onion crying. Would balance out. Either that, or maybe I'll get 6 of them and tile my hole with them. And then when I go to answer the front door, be like Michael Jackson and Billie Jean.
Rachel, are you going to get one of these?
Well, I had this debate with my husband a little while ago, but I still don't see the point of that, because once you've got one size and the other size, then it doesn't do anything extra, does it? But I'd get his cast off, so whenever he buys the new one, I get the old one, so I might encourage him to get one.
You get the old one once he's finished with it?
Yeah. I'm quite happy
You're
with that.
earning, aren't you? You can...
You know, do I need another one of a different size, or do I want to buy a pair of shoes? It's a bit of a no-brainer.
We're still talking about the iPad or your husband.
Still
if you need a smaller one, I'm willing to step in.
Louis, do you get dressed up on Halloween?
I have.
What was your finest hour?
I think my pussy.
I've got a cat costume, because of course you were in...
I was in Cat, so I have the original magical Mr. Mistopheles, so I slip him on and he's...
You didn't go dressed as a pussy because that's terrifying to you?
I was very surprised by it. It sort of seemed to appear suddenly about 10 years ago, this excitement about Halloween. I grew up, there was no even mention of it. You know,
it was just regular...
There were satanic rituals that we go to, and
well, satanic rituals and then...
animals and the youngest boy child of the village. we wouldn't call it Halloween in those days. They were very much about our Lord Satan and thanking him for a year of evil. But suddenly, thank you, brethren. I'll see you at the next lodge meeting. I'll be wearing the golden hooves.
Now, how do you deal with trick-or-treaters, then? Do people come to your... Do they come and knock on the door?
They
and
do
get a
come and knock
cheery,
on the
lovely
door.
face?
Yeah, give them sweets, yeah. Give them sweets. What? The weird thing is, you have a bowl of sweets and some kids just go... and that's when you have to show them badge on.
I like it now that, because you get cream eggs and then they start calling them scream eggs. That means it's time for Halloween. But there's no other ones you can do. I've written to all the chocolate companies. The only one I've come up with is Boost. If you mean by what have people been talking about, do you mean what forums have been going crazy about? Disney have only bought Lucasfilm, and that means something to some people. Fortunately, those people don't leave the house, so if you don't go online, it really doesn't affect you. It's peak heroin, Star Wars. That's all it is. They just prolong it because nerds are just like, I just need it. I just need one more space film where someone gets zapped. Oh, shit.
Were you a fan of the Star Wars franchise?
No.
No?
Well, the original ones, the good ones, yeah, the ones with the story and the good dialogue and stuff.
The good one, the ones when we were a kid watching a kids' movie.
Those ones,
those were good.
Yeah.
When we grew up and watched a kids'
but
movie,
the ones
it was
that
rubbish.
were
Who
made
knew?
just to sell the toys, no.
Yeah, well, they're all basically toy adverts, but they're bloody good ones.
You know, people say I've never seen Star Wars. I wouldn't say I've never seen them, but I've just never watched them. They've been on, and I've just gone, nah, I don't actually watch it.
You never really
I
paid
understand
attention.
that Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's dad.
Spoiler alert.
But he wasn't around when he was growing up, and that's why he dresses like that now, because he's in Fathers for Justice. He's trying to see his son.
Do you know what else is weird, though? Like, when they make prequels and the weapons that they have in the prequels are better than the ones that they have later. That's just really weird.
Are you not excited by this?
Well, the only danger is that Lucasfilm own the rights to Labyrinth. And if they remake Labyrinth and ruin it, by which I mean don't cast me in every role, there will be deaths. Not the rapper, Labyrinth.
No.
He's a douche, right? Is he?
He's more of a singer, but he's all right.
Oh, is he? Is he not a rapper?
I'm on TV, he's lovely, yeah.
Oh.
You could start a proper rapper war.
I could do that. I could start a war. I could do it more directly.
Go on then.
Just look down the lens and say, oi, rappers, suck my balls. Except you don't have to suck my balls.
I'm more of a singer anyway.
You're a singer.
So
What's a rapper then?
Rapper's just,
What's a rapper?
What's a rapper then? He's in his cardigan there. He's in a mug of chicken.
I feel I need to know.
Tell me about this rapping you do.
When does a rap become a song?
Are you serious?
Sort of.
Do you know the difference between Jay-Z and Beyonce and what they do?
I know the difference
Well,
enough
one's
to
a
know.
mummy and one's a daddy.
This is
So
awful.
if I say, like, I went to the shop and got some chips.
You can't get chips from a shop.
Isn't it supposed to rhyme anyway? Chips and shop don't rhyme.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's only the first
Go on,
line.
get the next line out, go on. Go on, you went to the shop and bought some chips.
Yeah, then I got some ketchup and other dips.
Would you ever can see whether Star Wars is one of the most talked about things this week?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Disney has bought Lucasfilm and the Star Wars franchise for £2.5 billion. If you haven't seen any of the more recent Star Wars films, I don't want to ruin them for you, that's George Lucas's job. Most people would describe themselves as a risk-taker. True or false?
Well, come to the right guy here.
Loosen your cardie. Tell us what you think. Are you a risk-taker?
I mean, this cardie was a risk. Green with grey. I did it. I don't know. Do you take... Risks are bad, aren't they?
I got on Ryanair this summer. I'm not doing that again.
I don't understand why you have things like flight mode on mobile phones on planes. Just turn it off. It's 2 hours of your life. Just don't take the risk.
What risk? There's no risk. I leave it on.
When they say switch it to flight mode and the person next to me puts it to flight mode, I think, you prick. What is the point of the risk? You could kill everyone on this plane just because you accidentally flicked it off flight mode and the whole plane exploded.
Well, John, when I get on a plane, I don't even turn my chainsaw off.
Holly, you've taken a risk, didn't you? You jumped off something, didn't
Yeah,
you?
I jumped off a 40-foot pier and I broke my arm, so I'm a risk taker.
Why did you jump off the pier?
Because I was asked to do it.
So who asked you to do it? Why did you?
Well, it was part of this Worthing Birdman where you have to go and try and build yourself some sort of homemade aircraft with which to fly off a... I mean, that's two words that should never go together. Like homemade and condom, that should never go together.
Cling film.
Cling film. I'd say a Snickers wrapper, but anyway.
Snickers wrapper, you're optimistic.
I might have a nut allergy, it's not worth the risk.
Biggest sign you're lonely?
I always say, Jimmy, you're never alone with a good offer.
I'm sorry we're asking this question, but yeah, biggest sign you're lonely. What?
I'm fine. There's a big difference between being alone and being lonely, all right? So sometimes I'm on my own, and I'm all right. I'm all right! So everyone would stop asking me and just come round and ask me.
Is the biggest sign you're lonely setting up multiple accounts on Match.com and then asking yourself out on a date? I know someone who did that.
John?
The biggest sign you're lonely is probably if you use, like, the voice recorder on your phone, and then you, like, modulate it to sound more like a woman, and then you're like, oh, you're really sexy, Bobby. That's probably a sign, maybe not the biggest one, but it's like one of three that you need to talk to people.
Yeah, you definitely need to talk to people, and they need to be trained professionals. Okay, biggest sign you're lonely. What do you think, Sean?
Well, I just think it's a tragic thing for anyone to experience, and I don't think we should be making jokes about it. If anybody had that reality in their life and they're watching the show now, I'd feel very sorry for them, because they'd feel like everyone was laughing at them and they're all alone, not able to enjoy a bit of company or something to take their mind off the loneliness that stalks their every waking moment and tolls like a bell in their head. When they think about the friendless, empty wasteland of their life. So, lawn yeah, but I know he watches it back on his own.
OK. What do you think?
Just sitting in the pub reading your own book quietly in the corner there, you know.
I'm going to give you a point for that, because the biggest sign that you're lonely is drinking alone.
Huh?
What was that, John? Did you hear that?
That was instantaneous, that reaction. One of the coolest things you can do.
Well, it sort of depends, doesn't it? There's a big difference between treating yourself to a glass of rosé on a sunny afternoon and sucking the alcoholic hand sanitizer out of a plastic dispenser in a hospital car park at 4 a.m. OK, best thing about a British holiday?
Is it the fact that you can take as much shampoo as you want with you? I go on holiday, when I go to Cromer, I'll take a big tub of shampoo, like that, big thing of it, and I'll open it up in the car. Nobody stops me. Nobody wrestles me to the ground. Put my hand in it. Oh, it's shampoo! Oh, look how dangerous I am. What are you going to do about it?
Since I moved here, for me, all of Britain is like a holiday, which is exciting. I live near this place, the Brixton McDonald's. I don't know if anyone's been there.
I think it's just called McDonald's in Brixton.
No. And it's great, because if I'm ever feeling like, oh, what am I doing with my life? I just go to the Brixton McDonald's at 4 in the morning, and then I'm like, I'm doing fine. I got a £50 fine there for putting out a cigarette out on the ground. And it's like, really? That's the thing you're focusing on here? Like, there's the team from The Wire dealing drugs all around me, and the guy's like, why didn't you just put it in the bin? There's a man shitting in the bin! That's a holiday for me, because I don't have to be alone in my apartment. Or flat, as you would call it.
Yeah, flat. That's the one thing we didn't understand in that.
I was in America recently, and it's incredible. They know nothing about us. They're not interested in us anyway. And I was chatting to these guys in a bar, and they were hunters, and they had guns, but they weren't stupid. You were chatting to them a bit. Then one of them said to me, "What sort of animals you got?" Right. And I went blank, actually. I forgot. I went, we got foxes, pigeons. And this guy said to me, he went, "You got lions?" And he was being serious. He was being genuinely serious. "You got lions there?" And because he had a gun, I couldn't laugh in his face. So I went, yeah, we do, yeah. Well, we've got a couple of dinosaurs, actually. We've still got dinosaurs. Griffins, yeah.
The reason we cover the American election for so long, though, is because it's fun to let them pretend they're still a superpower and that we care. Because China have had an election this week as well, and it happened for about 2 minutes. The really powerful people went, "Who should we have next?" And they went, "That guy." Yeah. "Should we ask anyone else?" "Nah, f*** him."
You know, someone asked me today at the train station if I was Louis Walsh.
What?
Someone asked you if you were Louis Walsh?
Twice.
What were you doing?
I was just standing with my bags and she said, "Excuse me, you Louis Walsh?"
Were you talking to the train driver going, "I love the way you're driving that train."
You've really made it your own.
Yes, that train, it's amazing.
You really took me on a journey. Fair enough, on the train. OK. John's team, what do you think people have been talking about over the last week?
What's happening in the world? Let me look this way when I ask. Just looked right into your eyes then, and I was terrified. Well, in this country, fascinatingly, one of our MPs, Nadine Dorries, has decided the best way she can get ahead as a politician is to go into the jungle.
And eat kangaroo testicles.
She's decided to enter I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and not spotted that she's an MP, and it's not called I'm an MP, I should probably do some work. Since taxpayers pay me to do my work. So she's gone out there. I've already seen enough of her. It hasn't even started. I've already seen pictures of her sunbathing in the nude. And her breasts are actually a very good analogy for the coalition, because they appear to be a partnership, and yet they're putting as much distance between themselves.
Can we get a saucer of milk in here for her?
Yeah. They call her Mad Nad. That's what they call her, Mad Nad.
I've got one of those.
You left one, right?
Yeah, it makes me do bad things.
She's not really a politician. And she's an idiot as well. In her interview on her way in, they said, "Are you anything you're afraid of?" And she went, "Well, yeah, rats." Like, don't be a dick. Now there's going to be rats. If I was going in there, I'd go, "I'm scared of beer." If I see a can of beer, I freak out. And beds and chocolate and crisps. Sky Sports. Oh, I'd be sick just listing it.
She said, "I'm doing the show because 16 million people watch it, and I think MPs should be going where people go." What, the Outback?
Well, she said one of the reasons she wants to do it is she wants to discuss and communicate her views on abortion. And I think that's just what ITV have got in mind, isn't it? Primetime TV is a serious discussion about abortion with Eric Bristow and a shit Doctor Who going, "Oh, really? I didn't know that." Yeah. That's not the kind of TV that ITV have got in mind, and they'll edit all that out and they'll just have her with, like, a kangaroo's bollock hanging outside.
Would you do it?
No way. I hate spiders. I hate moths.
Moths?
Moths.
It's just a black and white.
Off you now.
You hate moths? It's just a black and white butterfly.
I got home the other day, right, and I saw this massive moth, right, in my bathroom.
You saw a moth in your bathroom?
Yeah,
right?
I needed to have a shower, and I was too scared to go in. So what I did is I went in with this
You're too scared?
I went into the bathroom, right, with this super strong hairspray.
What?
Seriously.
And you did the moth's hair?
No. I sprayed this moth, shut the door, waited for a minute, saw it on the floor, sprayed it, and then literally crucified it like it was just stuck.
Poor moth is there. He's blind.
He ain't blind. Is he blind?
Yes. Now you feel bad, don't you? Basically, you've gone up to a blind person and just sprayed hairspray in their face.
Imagine right at that moment some sort of electricity disaster happened and you were turned into Mothman. It'd be terrifying. You could both fly and, like, flip and roll. Then you'd go into the jungle and you would tear that game apart.
Carol, would you ever go into the jungle? What would it take?
No, I won't go into the jungle.
Do you get offered it every year?
Yeah.
Every
Should
year
I tell
they
you how
call?
much they offered me this year?
Yeah, go on.
£250,000.
£250,000?
Really?
And you went, no, I'm not doing it, not worth it.
Can I go dressed
I'll go
as
tomorrow.
I think it was 250,000. I'm not very good with numbers.
25.
Was in the hundreds.
Even if it's 25, I'd eat the whole kangaroo. I'd start at its feet and just eat... I'd eat its fur, its face. I'd eat the whole kangaroo. I'd let the kangaroo eat my balls.
Best way to make an ex jealous. What do you think?
I'd say going on Strictly.
Going on Strictly is the best way to get back at an ex? I
Well,
suppose
no,
if
not
you're-
getting back, but obviously making me jealous because I don't want to see your face anymore, but you're on there every week.
Yeah, but you are wearing a lot of glitter.
But making it look masculine.
Of course you are.
I think being able to fit into their clothes, that makes them jealous. Look, I can get into your clothes. Turn up, waddling in one of their dresses, go, look, it fits me better than it fits you! I can look better than you in this dress!
It's jealous, not terrified.
Drive by their house in your new golden van. I got a van made of gold!
Tony, for the last time, you've got a yellow car.
It's a golden van, man!
Do any of you stay in touch with your exes? Not a question for you, John, obviously.
Can I just ask?
Go on, ask.
What happened with his ex? John's, yeah.
She didn't exist. She gave a bit of a problem because she wasn't there and he was buying her things and she was just air. And eventually he got quite cross with her for not really having a body.
So he finished with her?
Yes, he went like this.
I think she dumped him. What about you? Do you keep in touch with any of your exes?
Nah.
Do they meet up and have, like, a support group, or...?
Have you ever got the mistake text, but like the deliberate on purpose one, where you send one deliberately to your ex, but you've constructed it so it looks like it's to someone else? So you've gone, thanks for such a great night. Oh, I'm so glad I'm so happy and slim and beautiful. See you soon, sexy boy. Alice.
Have you genuinely done that?
I read about it.
You read about it in your sent text? Well, another one on the list is change your relationship status on Facebook.
Oh, what a world.
But this last year, the games market in the UK was worth £1.92 billion.
Queued up overnight, like...
For 4 days, they queued up.
4 days. Camping out. Would you ever camp out for 4 days? For a What, for the computer game? Yeah.
What would you camp out 4 days for?
Brain trainer. New edition.
I'd camp out for 4 days if I was going camping.
I read a sentence like, oh, the great thing about this game is you can live stream multiplayer games in real time to YouTube. It took me longer to understand that sentence than it will for them to complete the whole game. What that basically implies is that you could watch other people playing a computer game online. People are actually going to log on and go, what are you doing? I'm watching a Peruvian kid play a Russian kid at a shooting game. I'm leaving you.
Well, the funny thing's also got Nazi zombies in it, apparently.
It's got Nazi zombies?
Yeah, so, and I'm not sure where they come in and how they come in. I mean, if something's risen from the grave and is about to eat my brain, I don't really care about their ideology.
I was playing a Japanese gentleman at FIFA, and he didn't speak any English throughout the whole contest. It was me versus him. He beat me 9-0. 9-0. And all the way through, he was talking Japanese. And at the end, when I said, well, thank you very much, I got a well and truly deserved spanking. And he just said, hey, Mr. English, fuck you!
Let's have a look and see if it's up there. Wow. Yes, the new Call of Duty computer game has been released. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is the most exciting, futuristic, slick, engrossing, brutal, Hollywood-produced reason you're still a virgin at 30 ever. Most British people judge others by their accent, true or false? What do you think, Henning? Do you think people judge you? Because you've got a bit of an accent, haven't you?
I've got a bit of an accent. Definitely, there is a certain degree of judgment. I recently did a gig up in Bolton, and I got heckled with that wonderful line, "Fuck off back to London." 10 years of listening to Chaz and Dave finally paid off.
Sean, what do you think? Do you think British people judge others on their accent?
Oh, well, I mean, I judge people long before they've opened their mouths. So
saves a lot of time, doesn't it?
Straight in there.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting because, yeah, everyone, you know, there's a sort of, what's the word? A contingency in your voice, and it moves around, and you can change certain things. But the only really way you know how someone speaks is when they sneeze. And that's the true voice. You can't put on a sneeze. I was walking down the street, and I lived in East London, and there was this old Cockney walking along in front of me, like this. And then he was building up to a sneeze, and he actually went, hey. And he went, hey, choo! I thought, that's a Cockney sneeze. You couldn't put that on.
No, you couldn't. That's a natural noise.
My wife does a terrible thing. She doesn't give you any warning. She just goes, choo!
There's
nothing, no warning. Just sitting there, choo! Oh, shit! They've been shot.
Johnny, do you think anyone ever judges you by your accent?
Yeah, of course you do.
It's not your accent, Johnny. It's the you talk.
I know that I'm judged by my accent because there's certain letters, there's certain vowels that I miss out.
There's whole words you miss.
Yeah, like, sorry, Jimmy, when I run over you later.
John, 81% of people admit changing their voice depending on who they're talking to. Do you do that? You change your accent?
No, James. I acquire accents quite quickly. And if I do gigs, if I go to a town, I instantly start thinking in the voice of where I am.
Does that not sound like you're taking the piss, though?
Exactly. If I've been doing gigs in Newcastle and you sort of go to a club after and you go, oh, cheers, mate, and you say, oh, fuck. You get the shit kicked out of me.
I'm no good at accents, but I can do them if I've got key phrases. So if I'm trying to do Scouse, if I'm trying to do a Liverpool accent, I have to say, I want some chicken and a can of Coke.
Hey, that's not bad, though.
Before I can start. And I can do Belfast, but only if I say, Ginger and Community. All right, so what do you think? Let's get some odds on this. Most Brits judge people by their accent. True or false? What do you think, Sean?
True.
You're going to go true? What are you going to say, John?
True.
I can tell you the answer is false. Only 25% of Brits say they judge people by their accents.
Rubbish.
Over generations, our accents become hardwired into our brains. For example, Chinese people find it difficult to pronounce R's, Germans struggle with W's, and girls from Essex find it almost impossible to say no. What do you prefer, home cooking or fancy restaurants?
It's got to be home cooking.
It's got to be home
It's got to
cooking?
be home cooking. Otherwise, I'm out of a job.
How many of the recipes that you've cooked on telly do you think people have done at home?
What are you saying?
I watch your shows, but I don't bake muffins. That's all I'm saying.
I've done one of
Hello.
those.
No, look.
I'm leaping, isn't it?
Lots of people cook. He cooks my recipes. I cook my recipes.
Yeah. I've made recipes.
What does that
and
say?
they're lovely.
I mean, the thing is, I don't think it's about fancy restaurants anymore, is it? People don't really like fancy restaurants. They want some, like, nice home cooking or just like a steakhouse or something.
OK, well, John, how do you cook at home? How do you prepare a meal?
Oh, you spend your afternoon with a little bottle of wine doing your prep, don't you? You get it all in your little bowls and your jars.
Do you really? You spend the whole day cooking it?
Absolutely. And don't have people around either, they'll ruin it.
Pesto. I make the best pesto going. I should have it in jars in restaurants.
No, he was very proud. He told me about his pesto he cooked, and he's very proud of his pesto.
Give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to make pesto, he'll end up with a massive company.
Some people call a fancied restaurant the difference. For some people, like, you know, who eat at KFC, going to Nando's is like, ooh. Nando's is basically KFC for people who can use a knife and fork, isn't it?
Worst thing about guests staying overnight?
The other thing is when you stay at someone's house and they don't tell you straight away what the weird things about their house are. Just say, you cannot flush the toilet unless you stand on that floorboard and sing Oklahoma. Because otherwise you're in there at 3 o'clock in the morning still trying, and you know they can hear you. They heard you the first time when it didn't quite flush. They didn't come out, they just left you in there all night pulling the thing, and I had to wait a little bit longer, but now it's empty again. I've got to stand in here for 20 more frigging minutes trying to flush this piss away when I had an half-an-hour debate whether it was ruder to leave the piss in but not wake them up with a flush, and now I've pulled the flush. You asked the fucking question.
Because you're quite fastidious. I imagine you don't like people using your stuff.
I don't mind them when I give them stuff. Don't help yourself to stuff. I mean, make yourself at home, that's a cliche, isn't it? You say it, but you don't mean it. Like, if you say make yourself at home and someone starts making themselves a cup of tea, you think, well, what are you doing? Get out of my cupboards, that's not where the tea's kept. Right, I'll make you a cup of tea. When I said make yourself at home, I meant sit down and shut up. The fine should be, instead of financial, because most people on Twitter are just bored people who don't earn a lot of money, you should be, if you do a bad tweet, you lose characters. So like speeding, but you can only do 135 now. And then if you're really bad, right, you can't use the letter E on Twitter.
Sally Bercow tweeted, "Why is Lord McAlpine trending? Innocent face."
The good news about it all is that Sally Bercow has been forced to close her Twitter account, which is the only good thing. I would have had her close it ages ago for doing that stupid thing where you put an asterisk and then something you're doing, and then that really pisses me off. Definitely starting the diet today. Asterisk, goes for some cake. Asterisk, oh,
Hang on, Grandad looks upset. Sean, what?
Well, I just don't know how you can be annoyed by her Twitter. What are you reading them for in the first place?
To get annoyed. Yeah. What else am I going to do with my day?
I was over the moon when I found out I could sue people on Twitter. Things I get called. Yesterday, someone called me the most gormless man on the planet. That's got to be worth a tenner. He can't have checked with everyone.
I've only ever done one tweet. Did one tweet. And I've got 36,000 followers, which if you worked it out on a follower per tweet ratio, I'm the most successful person ever on Twitter.
What did you tweet?
I tweeted, due to a series of imposters, I have been forced to set up a Twitter account. Now go f*** yourselves.
I'd love it if you got into Twitter. Really, because there's times I think about you in the week, and I just think... I just don't know what you do. There's times I think...
What do I do?
I'd love to know what Sean's doing.
Sit in a tree and spit at pigeons. So what do you think I do, John?
I literally... That's one of the things, I just have no idea. I can't imagine you eating food.
What do you mean?
Can't imagine you going for a run or watching TV. I just imagine you in a dark room, sort of softly lit, just your face, staring at yourself in a mirror. Growling.
I do stare at stuff, yeah.
28% of people think the government is hiding evidence of aliens.
You shouldn't even be saying that. For Christ's sake, Jimmy, that stuff should be kept under wraps.
Listen, the truth is out there.
Man, you can't put that out there and blow their minds.
Yeah. They're not ready for it, Jimmy.
I can't believe you said it.
Well, for now, OK, remember, if I get assassinated... 28% of people think the government is hiding evidence of aliens. True or false? What do you think, John?
I've been saying it. I've been saying it for 10 damn years. Ain't I been saying it?
Finally, an accent that goes with that shirt.
I think if anyone is throwing insults about clothes, it shouldn't be you tonight.
Why are you wearing that? Because I thought we weren't allowed to talk about it. Because, you know, sometimes when someone's a bit weird, you can talk about it. And then when something's so weird, everyone goes, is he all right?
God, wear a waistcoat. What's the matter with that? It's nice.
It just looks ridiculous.
Back to aliens. Do you believe in aliens, Bunley?
I don't, and anyone who does is a knobhead.
You know something I found out? That, you know, when you buy ham in the supermarket, in a packet, there's cameras in there. When you look at ham, oh, what's the sell-by date on that? There's somebody watching you in, like, a government office somewhere. They're all just shocked. They're all going, why isn't this on the news? Because they won't let it out there. So that's the kind of games they're playing with us.
Once you know that, the aliens thing doesn't seem so weird, then.
No.
Apparently we've got a sound problem. Hang on one sec. What's the sound problem?
Well, obviously, they're trying to shut us down, aren't they? No, you're not fucking shaking me!
Whose mic is it? It's Sean's mic. You're just sorting it?
Yeah. If this isn't proof of what I've been saying... yeah, let's shut Sean up.
Most people think their life would make a good musical. True or false?
Oh, I think most people's lives probably would make a good musical.
No, they wouldn't. Most people's lives are boring as shit, aren't they?
They're not, though. They're not. Maybe the individual, but families are always really interesting. There's always skeletons and scandals, and every family's got that, right?
Yeah, true.
Favourite musical? Sean?
I don't really like musicals, to be honest.
Do you like anything?
I do. I like loads of things. I love rice. I like books. I like music.
What music do you like?
Well, all the good stuff.
What genre?
All the good genres.
Do you like rock music?
I like rock music, yes.
OK, well, I would like to invite you to come and see Jesus Christ Superstar next year.
Oh, thank you.
Worst thing about doing DIY?
The only tool I've got is a hammer. I do all the jobs with it.
All the jobs?
Yeah, if I'm sanding a window, with a hammer. So, you know, painting the skirting board, hammer.
Changing a fuse in the plug.
Hammer, yeah. My house is in ribbons.
Power tools really mean you can screw up big, fast. Like, with a little screwdriver, you're not really going to do much damage. You go, oh, but with, like, a power drill, you go... Wow, 30 seconds and I have ruined that whole wall.
Nail guns are fun. Ooh. Sorry.
Have you done any DIY? Would you ever do any?
No, get a man in, that's my answer to that.
See, I find a bit of DIY quite therapeutic. I enjoy it.
What was the last bit of DIY
Home
you did?
improvement. I enjoy the aesthetics, you know, but
Do you mean
I enjoy...
buying cushions? Yeah. That's not DIY. That is buying cushions.
It's improving the home.
Yeah, I bought some cushions. Oh, exhausted.
I like it, personally. I don't see the problem.
What was the last thing you built? What was the last thing you...
It was a white unit from IKEA. And,
That's not do it yourself.
Yeah, but you drink your way, drink through it. That's the thing that I don't understand. Why isn't everybody drunk making things?
The worst thing about IKEA is you're not allowed to punch people in the back of the head. Why do they walk so slow? Get through!
I don't call it IKEA. I call it IKEA! And they say, can you keep it down? I say, look how big you've written it. You write it that big. That's how big I say it. IKEA!
OK, so a bad workman would blame this.
Tools.
What about them?
Lack of the right tools.
There you go, that's the right answer. She's getting the point. Yes, the worst thing about doing DIY is not having the right tools. If you're doing DIY, there's one tool you definitely don't need. Nick Knowles. I remember as a young lad my dad showing me how to use a hammer, but even then it seemed like a messy way to kill a guinea pig. Talking about this week.
Is it the fact that Abu Qatada, like Peter Andre, won't be going back to Jordan? Which is the real tragedy. But that's the real tragedy. When will she find love? But on another matter, yes, we can't get rid of Abu Qatada.
We can't. Yeah, it's terrible.
I think that Abu Qatada, he gets a lot of unfair press here in the country. Like, it's always described as the nightmare neighbour. How can that man be a nightmare neighbour? I mean, he's not allowed to leave the house. He's not allowed to have visitors. The police is always on the doorstep. He's an absolutely brilliant neighbour.
And also, if you've got a parcel coming, you can say, leave it at Abu.
Yeah.
Guaranteed to always be in.
Well, probably people won't do that for him, though. Yeah, I'll have one of Abu's parcels.
John, David, Rachel, what else have the nation been talking about over the last week?
We're getting a new labelling system for food. It's basically saying, oh, poor people are stupid. They go into a supermarket and they pick up Haribo Tang Fastics and they think it's fruit. People know what food is. The reason they eat food is because they work all day in an office with people they hate. They're working in a job that they're told every day they're going to lose, and then they go back to a shitty flat that they can't afford to buy. And do you know what they think? I don't fancy couscous for tea. Do you know what I fancy? A mixing bowl full of Viennetta and chips that I eat with my fist.
Is it the Scottish independence? They've agreed to have a referendum on Scottish independence.
They have indeed. They've set a date.
They've set a date. Have they actually set the date?
They've set, well, 2014, yes.
Because they're going to let 16 and 17-year-olds vote in Scotland, so they've got to give them a year to sort out babysitters and things like that.
They've invented a lot of stuff. They invented the steam engine, the electric light bulb, the television, this expression. Before, when people felt like that, south of the border, they used to go...
The fist.
Then the Scots came along and went...
The Scottish are very... They've just canned a marketing campaign. This is how confident they are with Scotland. They had this gem lined up to advertise Edinburgh. Incredinburgh! And they shelved it. They said, we don't need it. We don't need to go there. I say every town should be advertised like that. Well, Dundee. Glasgow, yourself. That's more appropriate.
Relax, everyone. Just whoa. Take a moment, everyone.
This is the killer.
Sean Lock, everyone.
Yabba Dabba Deen.
Johnston, what else have people been talking about this week?
Lance Armstrong. Is that something that's... I feel like that's been popular over here as well.
We've been chatting about it a little bit. American sportsmen generally, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You guys get American things here?
You get too many.
I'll be honest with you.
Treat. You can have that back. Can I get a coffee? No, you can't get a coffee. You can have a coffee. You can only get a coffee if you bloody work there. The Easter Bunny. You've just opened a can of worms with me, mate.
It's the US elections. The choice between two quite dull men who are terrible at talking. They had a debate this week, and they're just both terrible at actually talking. I really hard to listen to them go, we got to good-rate the economy because if it gets any more badified, we're going to be saturated until, like, 2000 and later than now, because...
It's called Mitt Romney. Which
yes.
It's not a... Yeah.
You've really cracked to the very heart of the US debate, haven't you?
Mitt is not a name. No one's called Mitt. I convinced my girlfriend that it was short for mitten.
Mitten Romney?
Yeah.
Your girlfriend?
Don't.
Catherine, have you been following the American election?
Oh, Barack Obama and Michelle, his wife, are like the Jay-Z and Beyonce of politics. They're very exciting. Like Barack Obama, he can sing and he's like cool. And you know, I experienced some climate change when I look at him, I'll be honest. Oh yeah, like when he talks about the national debt, my budget gap widens.
What do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
The I'm a celebrity thing, isn't it?
People I think I can't bear on it now is Ant and Dec, because they're like... It's gone on now, they just laugh. They're like Gaddafi's sons. Laugh at people being tortured. They just laugh, you're being tortured, you're being bitten, you have to eat this. Then they have more torture. There's a woman in a coffin having insects crawling over her face. They're just going, You can't tire of watching people going, It just doesn't get boring.
Yeah, but it's all the stuff in between where people sit down going, oh, I miss my family. I don't. They throw things.
I mean, you would be incredible on the show if you were ever do. Do they offer it to you?
Every year. And every year, I happen to be in a supermarket where I can buy stuff and I don't have to beg for it. You know, when you're doing your shopping, they go, would you like to do a celebrity to get me out of here? Or any of them, and you're going, yeah, but you see, I'm here and I've got 9 Twixes and I don't have to do a task.
Well, Lorraine, would you go on?
Absolutely no way. I like my personal space, do you know what I mean? I don't want all these people around me all the time, getting on my nerves, having to eat anuses and willies. It's just not my thing.
Oh, it's a shame. Here is your question. Most people would rather wear something practical than look cool. True or false? What do you think?
But I think it is age dependent. People, you know, maybe, got to be careful here, 40?
I'm 40, yeah.
Downwards, go for, you know, look cool.
Have you seen the 2 guys you're sitting with? Do you suffer for fashion? Do you wear heels? Do you wear uncomfortable things to look good?
Mm-hmm.
I'll have a heel, if there's heels available.
If there's heels available, you have a heel.
But I also like a flat Converse.
I really want to say I've got a rocket in my pocket in your accent.
Do it.
I got a rocket in my pocket.
Danny, would you rather be practical or look cool?
Try a bit of both. I can't be fucked wearing a suit and all that, do you know what I mean? Can't do a tie.
Can't do a tie?
No, I can't do a tie. That's embarrassing, isn't it?
Oi!
Go on, mate, do him.
Yeah.
Well, this is the fight we've been waiting for.
You fucking giving it the big one? What's going on over here? What's happening here?
Yeah, mate, you're giving it the big one. He's a dickhead.
Sean, what do you think? Practical? Would you go practical now?
Now?
Well, I mean, for the show, you tend to, you know, you dress down a little bit, but heels and...
It's a liberty, that is, dressed down. I think you look well. It's a strong top he's got on now.
Yes, yeah. Very strong top.
I mean, you can do the old collars up a bit, I think. You know what I mean? Have a pair of bollocks about you, fucking...
I look better.
You look like you're ready for a tear-up now, you know what I mean? Like...
Oh, crikey, crikey. My tailor always says it's very important to have a pair of bollocks about you. Most people admit to lying at least once a day. Is that true or false?
It's true. I lie every day. I wake up and say good morning. Every single day.
I lie all the time. I like lying. I love it.
You lying now?
Yeah. By 9 p.m. I've lied 900 times. Women lie especially. I don't mind about getting my... I'm on the pill.
Did you lie about that?
3 times.
Jimmy, I'll see if you lie, because I've got a question I want to ask you.
Sure, go ahead.
Something.
Go ahead.
Have you had your teeth jazzed up?
Yeah, I've had my teeth jazzed up. That was the exact term I used.
Yeah.
I want
really white. It looked like you swallowed a torch.
Yeah, well, they were looking kind of shitty, and I was getting, you know...
Oh, like this?
Yeah.
Did you
send No, they weren't that bad. They were bad. They still look like teeth.
I got the teeth of like a dead horse found in the Thames after about a month.
I like your teeth, but then I like Watsits.
Yeah.
Which made me think, oh...
Yours are so bright. They're a bit... I mean, when you switch the lights out at night, the moths bump into them.
Sean, Claudia, Jack, what have the nation been talking about?
Anything... What's happened to you?
The horse sandwiches.
Oh, the horse sandwiches.
They've been talking about horse.
The horse sandwiches is a really nice way of putting it.
I'd love a horse sandwich. Who doesn't? Yeah, but it was the burgers, and they got tested, and it's full of horse and badger.
Don't know if there was badger in it, but there was definitely And it happened in Ireland, didn't they? They tested the burgers and they said it's 30% horse was one of the burgers.
Good.
Have you eaten horse?
Yeah, I've eaten horse, yeah. What? I've eaten horse.
Where did you eat horse?
Where do I eat horse? In a horse restaurant. A horse salad. I like it in a salad, just a big lump of horse on the top. I like salad niçoise, where you have a piece of tuna. I just have salad, a big lump of horse on the top.
You said that the people who kind of made the horse burgers...
Yeah.
...said it was a mistake. It can't be a mistake. How do you unless they've mistaken a horse for a cow?
I think it's a bit more like, you know when you get dolphin in tuna?
Oh,
you know,
we're back to tuna again.
Yeah, and you know when you catch your cows, you go out into the field with a big net to catch a load of cows. and you occasionally you'll get a couple of horses.
Yeah. So that's why if you buy a burger, you should always get a horse-friendly burger.
Yeah. So you throw the net over and you drag them all off to the squashing plant. They just squash them, dry the burgers.
In fairness, what has happened, right? I mean, OK, some of the burgers were 29% horse, and that is a lot of horse in a burger. If you're expecting it to be a burger, you could eat a horse and cart, and it wouldn't be 29% horse. In fact, though, some of them are only like 0.01%, and they said it wasn't necessarily horse meat. It wasn't like strands of horse that you pull out between your teeth. It was horse DNA. And that could be anything. And I'll stop you there, Jimmy. What that could have been, that could have been the horse in the field who said, "Where are my mates gone?" And all the cows, I'm going to follow their footpath and I'm going to find them. And they follow them all the way into an abattoir and see that they've been turned into burgers. And the horse just cried into the burgers. That is enough to have horse DNA in your burger. What probably could have happened?
Yeah.
I don't think it stacks up.
Horse is the very best thing to have in your burger. I mean, the shit that goes into, like, 8 burgers for 30... Like, the prices at Aldi and Lidl, I wouldn't be surprised if there was horse meat in their bananas.
Well, now you're saying...
Just real shit. There's 3% jockey in those Tesco burgers. Just fucking grinding stuff in.
There's also a case of, they haven't tested haggis. I mean, what's in that? I would say a punt on at least 5% meerkat. I think all this fuss about horse burgers, do people know about glue? Do they know what's in glue?
Good point.
It's horses. Your Pritt stick is probably 25% Shergar.
The imagination that came up with the idea when you look at a horse, that would be sticky.
Yeah.
If you do the right things to it, and why just horses? You know, people look at cows and it's not going to work the same way.
Yeah.
Horse.
It's a similar one with lobsters, actually. You know, you imagine the person who first dredged up probably the scariest looking animal on the earth from the bottom of the sea and went, you know what? Let's boil that alive and have it for a starter. Be delicious.
What's the weirdest meat you've had?
I've had reindeer, delish,
yeah.
Until my kid said, "You ate Rudolph." I was like, "Are you still believing in Rudolph?" He's 18. And... but I'd eat anything. Hamster...
Is there anything? Is there anything at all? I didn't say anything. Want to be Jewish?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm Jewish.
If you eat meat all the time, the chances are... Like every football game you go to, some bloke comes up with a caravan that he's stuck a grill in, and he goes, "You want meat?" And you just go, "Yeah, it's £2." And then you eat it. You don't know what's in there. Could be bloody anything, couldn't it? They did investigations at all the football grounds, and one of the things I read was Swansea City were selling out-of-date pate. I just thought, what's happened to football? Swansea City fans at games going, "Bryn, does this pate taste all right to you?" It's a bit tart. I can't tell if that's because the apricot's clashing with the cardamom or if it's...
Let's have a look and see if horse sandwiches is up there. Yes, indeed. People have been talking about there are traces of horse meat have been found in several supermarket burgers. Silvercrest Food, one of the suppliers of the horse meat contaminated burgers, is said to be an award-winning company. And it turns out the award they won was the Grand National in 2012. John Steen, what else have the nation been talking about?
Is it Splash?
Oh, come on.
I've been talking
Have you
about
not
it.
been watching Splash?
Well, no, not all the time. I've been doing other things as well.
I watched it because I got told it was the worst thing on telly ever, and it just wasn't. It's just people splashing in a pool a bit.
It's Eddie Eagle in a mankini, jumping off a diving board. What is not to like?
Well, let's have a little look at Eddie the Eagle jumping.
Ladies and gentlemen, flap your wings. It's Eddie the Eagle Edwards.
Let's take a look at Eddie. What's not to like?
He went through, right, and he said, now I've gone through, people are going to rethink that I'm a loser. I'm not watching that, Eddie. No one was looking at that going, there's one of life's winners.
Oh, no, that was I'm sorry, did we watch the same thing? I thought that was amazing.
That was phenomenal.
That was phenomenal. He got, number one, he made it all the way up there, which I couldn't do.
He used to be a ski jumper.
It's a good point.
Yeah. It's a lot more scary. It should be called Strictly Come Gravity. It's they've found something any celebrity can do, which is fall off things.
Well, I beg to differ, Sean. Have a look at this. Not every celebrity can do it. I thought we couldn't top the Olympics. But they've absolutely nailed it, haven't they?
That was her goal, because at the beginning, she couldn't even jump in. They had to tip her into the pool.
Well, you think he's joking? He's not. Look.
Tom had the marvellous idea of introducing a nappy mat and sort of tipped me in. Like a bit of cargo that has to be just shunted into the water like a cruise ship.
You know when the Americans buried Bin Laden at sea? That's how I imagine it looks.
Do you know what that reminded me of? You know, sometimes when you've got a tin of condensed soup and you tip it in the pan and it comes out in exactly the shape of the can.
John's team, what do you think the nation would be talking about?
The snow.
Oh. Gemma, straight in there.
Well, because it was, like, really changed all the colour of the country and stuff.
How do you mean it's changed the colour of the country? Is it quite insightful?
No, because when you look out your window, like, obviously there's grass and there's grey buildings and, like, you drive through London, but when it snows, it's beautiful. So I think that's a hot topic to talk about.
That's good. It's a cold topic.
First reason why John doesn't have a girlfriend, that is.
In a continuing series, let's see how high we can get. There's my voice, that's number 2. Hello, number 3.
You know, I envy in the snow, in this weather. It's the only time of the year I envy dog walkers. Because I just think, it'd be great, you know, when they have the dog has a crap and you've got something warm in your hand for a bit.
Have a look at this car. This is a driver that basically... He cleared his windscreen. How could he possibly have an accident when he's prepared that thoroughly?
That's not a cleared windscreen, that's a glory hole. I've seen holes like that in Louis Walsh's dressing room wall. Do you know what I did to de-ice my car? I'd boil like 3 kettles, and then when they were hot, just chuck one over it.
That can crack the window screen, though.
Excellent intervention from Gemma Collins, yeah? Why?
Because you're putting boiling hot water on cold, so it can crack.
I can't believe we're getting science.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed. We're doing a bit of science
you.
together. So hot water on cold, don't do it.
Yeah, because it will crack and shatter and it could be dangerous.
Because it expands too quickly, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was very busy. It was very busy, though. A friend of mine works in a puffer jacket factory. And he said they just can't kill the geese fast enough. He said, we're in there just... So they're just chucking grenades in there now.
Richard, you obviously think the snow is very dangerous because you're on a news radio channel.
And the news reports often say things like, they always say, only take an essential journey, don't take any non-essential journeys. And often the reporter saying that is in a tiny little village somewhere, and they'll have driven their quite big outside broadcast vehicle down a tiny little road into a village to tell you what you already know, that it snowed.
And then they're telling you don't take non-essential journeys. Who's going out for a spin anymore?
Well, one person's essential journey isn't another's. For example, I consider it essential for me to drive around counting snowmen. Somebody's got to do that. You know, count the snowman, height. You know, I can't do the weight. That's tricky. So every time I see a snowman, I always think to myself, God, I must get round to building a snowman.
Why don't you stop driving around looking at them and use that time to build a snowman?
Or take one.
Get a van if there is one you really like with 2 coals for the eyes and carrot for the nose, perfect.
Do they have a tradition of building snowmen in Germany? Is it
we have got the finest snowman in the world.
Well, I want to ask about German snowmen. Do they put the coal underneath the carrot? That would look good, wouldn't it? That would look good. Give a bit of coal there.
Let's have a look and see if the snow is up there. Yes, Britain continues to be battered by freezing weather. Conditions in Birmingham were described as appalling, with no food on the shelves, schools shut and emergency services stretched to breaking point. And then it began to snow. Sean's team, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Prince Harry, I would say.
Yes. Prince Harry's finished his tour of duty.
It does make it sound like he's finished the game and gone on to Call of Duty 2.
Yeah. But you've made a documentary.
Oh, yeah, I have. It's on BBC 3 on Monday night, and I went out to Camp Bastion to make a documentary about Prince Harry.
Right.
His time out there.
So do you hang out with Prince Harry? Or?
Well, I'd be lying if I said I did an interview with him. There was a slight technical reason why I couldn't. But it's...
sorry, what was the technical reason why you... Tell me, what's the technical reason? Have you got a thing about gingers?
I just didn't... That's my way of saying I failed to secure an interview with Prince Harry. But I presented... so I've done a tour of Camp Bastion of what his life is like out there. And it is fascinating. And he... you know, he's been heavily criticised this week for comparing killing members of the Taliban to playing computer games. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw people gave him a hard time about it. I think we're very squeamish about this, though, aren't we? He talked about killing the Taliban, and we sort of went, well, he's in the army, and we sent him over there. That's sort of his job, isn't it?
And we know he's in an Apache helicopter with a machine gun. What did they think he was doing? And it was, I suppose, in a way as well, it was a bit rich of the Taliban.
A bit rich of the Taliban. They won't like that bit. They will not like that. What's he say about us? What's he say about us?
You read a quote in the paper that says, oh, it's a bit stupid to compare a computer game to killing real people. And you go, yeah, that seems... And you go, oh, it's the Taliban. I think I agree with the Taliban. That is a new moment in your life. Well, maybe they're all right, you know. Maybe... you know, I kill people, but, you know, I'm good at computer games because of my thumbs.
I get where he's coming from, though.
You get where he's coming from.
Yeah.
Gemma, tell us more.
I tell you for why, because when you play a computer game, you go into another zone.
Yeah.
And when he went to the war, he just applied his skill on the Game Gear or whatever to the war. So when he was, say, like, in combat in the computer game, he put himself back in that headspace when he was, like, really fighting people.
Knees and toes. Knees and toes.
I get where he's coming from.
Yeah. I'll give you the actual quote from Prince Harry. He said he admitted killing Taliban members, saying, if there's people trying to do bad stuff, then we'll take them out of the game. We have to take a life to save a life.
He talks like a Premier League footballer there. Yeah, Afghanistan, always a difficult place to go. We knew I had to dig in deep, so I'm just pleased I was given a gun. And that's what it's all about at this level. Next Saturday, Ipswich.
He has been prepared, though. Like, no wonder Prince Harry's killing Taliban. Look at his entire life. Murdering the dance floor. Slaying babes every night. Carnage. That's who he is.
But why is there a war there? Because they've caught Osama bin Laden.
Good question.
They've caught Saddam Hussein.
Yeah.
So what are they fighting for now?
Basically, the Taliban don't like fun.
No. It's at war with Afghanistan because they've got loads of grit. And that is what Britain needs every winter. Doesn't have enough grit, and that is why Britain is in Afghanistan getting all the grit.
I just think it's all a waste of money. Like, you know, these wars cost money and stuff, surely.
They do. It's a waste of money.
It's
You're
a
the people
waste-
that gave us vajazzles. Let's not start.
I'll let you off.
Let's have a look and see whether Prince Harry is up there. Yes, indeed. Prince Harry has returned from Afghanistan. No one's quite sure what Prince Harry's going to do next, but he's served in the army and his mum died when he was young, so he could go a long way on X Factor.
Well, this week I've counted 86 sheep, about 32 cows, 7 ducks, but I haven't seen a single horse.
None.
So something's going on. The meat scandal.
The meat scandal.
Yeah. The horse meat's
And
gone
there's
mad,
like,
isn't
it's
it?
sort of rolled on this week, and they're saying it might be deliberate. This isn't just an accident.
Horses throwing themselves into abattoirs.
Apparently, it's criminal gangs have been doing this. Criminal gangs from Poland, Romania and Russia are suspected of orchestrating a conspiracy worth millions of pounds by passing off horse meat as beef. What do you think? What did you
Well, the whole problem with the story is that it's now screwing with all our notions of what we like. I thought I liked beef, but actually I like horse. I'm very confused now, you know.
It's getting more ridiculous because now there's donkey is also being mentioned. And the man said yesterday they hadn't yet tested for dogs and rats. And then where do you go after that? Dead relatives, ex-members of Destiny's Child, and the last pope.
Oh, no, this is my favourite quote of the whole thing. This is from the Findus website. They state they use the best ingredients and a generous pinch of imagination. This imagination tastes a bit like a horse.
Is it to do with the decline in arts and crafts?
Tell me more, Paul.
Well, because people are not doing so many arts and crafts, they're not using glue as much. So that's why they're having to put it all in the burgers. So if they could get more children back into crafts, then they could use horses again for their proper purpose, which is glue.
When I saw the whole horse meat scandal, I didn't really care because I'm not a fan of horses. I've intentionally eaten horse before. It was lovely. I enjoyed it in France.
Intentionally?
Yeah, it was on the menu, and I was like, I hate horses. I'm going to have that. I'm petrified of horses. I've got a horse story, but I don't know if...
What do you mean you've got a horse? Yeah, I want to hear a horse story. What's a horse story? Settle in, everyone.
Yeah, settle in. Right, so when I was 12, my school trip was to London, and we went to see, I think it's called the Queen's Guards, where they're on horses and with the thing. And so all of my classmates were stroking the horse, and then I went to go and stroke the horse, and the man kicked me and said, "Piss off, you black bitch," and made the horse, and then the horse went in front of me.
Sorry, can I just clarify? Was it the horse that said that? Because if it's a racist horse, then... Now, how weird would you feel about that if there was a talking horse? Wow, this is magical, this is amazing, but he's a racist. Oh,
It was like, you know, I'm over the racism. It's not a problem. He got sacked, so it's fine. Honestly, I'm absolutely fine with
You've
it.
forgiven a racist, but not a horse.
No, I think you make a very good point. Grind them up, put them in a burger.
The problem with meat is that it all looks the same. And what they should do is they should make it like rock. So when you've got beef, it just says cow right the way through it.
You know the cookie cutters you can get? You make different shapes for things. Kind of like cookies. Just one shape like a horse. So any burgers that are horse just come in a horse shape.
Wow, if that's the case, I think I've eaten a lot of dinosaur.
OK, let's have a look and see if it's up there. Yes, the most talked about thing. Yes, the horse meat scandal continues. This meat scandal's opened up a real can of worms, or as our Romanian suppliers would call it, a real can of venison. John Steve, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Surely the Pope.
Surely the Pope.
This is a huge story, isn't it?
Well, the Pope sort of woke up on Monday and thought, oh, God, I'll go to work. And
well, in fairness, he doesn't have to be at work till Sunday.
Well, that's true.
That's not true, because the week that's in it, I think he had to write 1 million Valentine's cards to all the nuns afterwards.
God was not happy at all about this, was he?
No, did you see the lightning bolt?
So this is a picture of the Vatican 12 hours after the Pope resigned.
If the church had any sense, they would have a news story after that saying there was a nun in there doing some paperwork and she's pregnant now.
Why do the popes always start old?
Well, they're talking about the Ghanaian Cardinal Peter Turkson being the next Pope. That's him with Chris Huhne there. You can see Chris Huhne's asking him to take a few points for him.
What I want to know is, if we're going to have a black Pope, when are we going to have a black Queen? No talk of a black Queen, is there?
Keep an eye on Kate Middleton.
Yeah.
That's her.
Sorry, I don't know what that means. Explain that one.
Well, I'm saying maybe her baby is going to be black, because it's probably not.
The Queen's not elected, is it? No, that's a serious answer.
Yeah, but that's what makes it weird, that people choose the Pope. Shouldn't it be someone who something magical has happened to? You know, like you got Jesus, like he was the guy, because, you know, you knew... No, I'm just saying, you know that he was chosen by God because he'd done magic things. It should more, you know...
So you think, what, Paul Daniels? Who are you? Let's have a look and see if the Pope's up there. Yes, the Pope's resigned. Yes, the Pope has resigned. He's going to be difficult to replace. Where are we going to find another paedophile apologist who's also a Nazi? OK.
Can I just do a little disclaimer? Can we just make sure we don't put the bit about me talking about she might have a black baby? I'm really scared of the royal family.
Are you genuinely scared of the royal family?
I'm just scared that they can kill you, they can organise.
Once a decade, they do one of their own. They don't go outside the family.
If Kate Middleton has a white baby, they'll just ignore you. If she has a black baby, they'll have their own problems to deal with. There'll be a lot of questions to ask.
The main worry is not if it's black, it's whether it's ginger. That's the main worry. That's the thing everyone's worried about.
I feel much better now, because, like, more of us have said stuff now, so at least...
Sean, Jamelia, Paul, what else have the nation been talking about?
I hope you enjoyed those clips. If you want to watch full episodes of 8 out of 10 Cats, then you can on my YouTube channel. Just, search for it on YouTube and you'll find it, because it's there.